Nights, Josh, aka Truguna, and Tops from T Chanzo Sports. Big up, gentlemen. How are we doing this evening?
All good, man. All good. Happy to be here. I've been watching you guys' channels all the time. It's good to finally get on a show with you boys, man. So yeah, all good with me. Thanks for having me on, Carl. Appreciate it, man.
Yep, no worries, bro. Tops, how are you, mate? I've been
bro.
on stream with you a few times now, but it's nice for you to finally come onto the channel.
That's it, man. Finally making my debut. Big up, obviously, the panel. And I'm excited to be here, man. Hopefully we can get stuck into some topics that have been obviously revealed the last couple of days. So yeah, I look forward to the chat we're going to have, boys.
Shane, welcome back, brother. How are you doing? Well done on your full Irish breakfast show every single weekday at 10:30. It's just completely rolling in the numbers as always. Hope you're well, mate.
Yeah, all good. Yeah, no, it's doing good, man. The numbers are picking up, and then of course you have one bad day and you start to think that you've done something wrong, but then you have a load of good days after it. It's about. I was talking to Lee about it. He said just don't check the numbers. You know, makes you do your own head in. But no, it's been going really well. I'm glad to be here, man. Talk about a bit of Arsenal. Talk about us finally making a signing, which one that we've made it 3 or 4 times already. So but we'll get into it. I'm glad to be here. Glad to be here with Tops legend, Rashid, an absolute legend, and Josh. I think it's the first time I shared the screen with you, Josh. Is it? Yeah.
First time showing, man. It's good.
Yeah. So big up to Josh as well. No, I saw Josh on Views is Under the Lens, and I saw your man Alfie D as well. And it's great to see some young Arsenal fans that aren't fucking top gooners, man. You know what I mean? It's good to see for the future. But big up for having me on, man.
As always, and Rashid, my bro, glad to have you back on, mate. How you been?
Big up, man. Big up you. Big up to every one of you, man. Big up the whole panel. Big up the whole chat. It's nice to be here. It's nice to be here, bro, because I'll be reading all the time. And like yesterday, I was saying that there's some channels that we try to avoid to not see the amount of bullshit this club is always talking about. And I'm saying, and unfortunately, you will have to watch one of these shows at some point on your phone. If someone sends you something, you're gonna have to watch it. And then I get angry, so I come here. Do you know what I'm saying? I come here for the anger management. I come here for therapy. YouTube is my therapy, so I'm always happy to be here. Try to do like a little entrance, just didn't work out.
As always. As always. Big up to the people in the chat. Andy G, evening, gents. Hope you're all well. Spuko21, big up to the panel. Andrew Bourne, big up the panel. How is everyone? Shane is a legend, as always. Big up to Anfield WSG. I'm not, unless that's slang, I don't know what that means, so I do apologise for that. Chapeau, use Chas and Dave's song, but instead of rabbit, it's Muppets for the mutants. That's pretty cool, actually. Fair enough. Big up Carl, Josh, Rashid, and Tops. Tops, when your next solo stream? I miss you. I miss cooking you. Is there something big between you and this guy, or is
he's the Liverpool fan? He gives me some stick in my chat. Fair enough. He's won the league, in it. So yeah, I'll be doing the solo one tomorrow, man. So you'll be able to cook me as much as you like. I'm just gonna film it because Arsenal are not doing their job. You get me? So yeah, big up though. Anyway.
Fresh Strip, big up, mate. Big up, gents. Hope you're all good. Catalan back in the building. 094. Flamingo 2 Chelsea. Oh dear. That's not good. Zubi sign. Darren, we're going to that's our first point of call when we get through the chat, okay? You got Zubimendi in second. Flamingo beating Chelsea. Why is Pedro Neto on the top right of the panel?
Callan, you're a
joker. You do look a bit like Pedro Neto, actually. That's...
Oh, what? You see it as well? I get it all the time, man. Yeah, it's either Pedro Neto or I get Havertz a lot as well now. I'm like, what? How?
Oh my god! You must have bulked up, man. Did you bulk up?
Yeah, exactly, man. You bulk up now, man. You know how it is.
You go to the gym and bulk up, yeah, ladies. It's a market opportunity in the top right hand corner there. Big up Tops, the panel and the chat. Hope you're all good. Tops, you'll cook tomorrow. Big up, guys. Big up, Danny Reacts. Hope you're well, mate. Zubimendi favorite number 2 is second IG. Okay, gents. So we're going to start off with, obviously, the news came out literally only a couple of hours ago, and that was this. Fabrizio Romano, Arsenal, Real Sociedad have completed all paperwork for the Martin Zubimendi deal. It's all signed. Zubimendi has completely completing formal steps of his move in London, as he'll be first summer signing for #AFC. Fee around 64 million euros, 65 million paid in installments. And just to prove that there isn't a lie on it, that is him. Although it looks very AI-ish, but you look at it looks like it is in front of the training ground. That does look like a contract and a pen. It looks like he is signing it. So it does generally look like that is our first signing. The apex, though, later further down the line is yet to come on this, because there's someone that needs to be put in their place. Not on the panel, obviously, but who I've got next floating in my bookmarks. Josh, we'll start with you, mate. Zubimendi, worst kept secret since January. He's now looks like he's now been officially signed. The worrying part in all of this, though, is you hear that Partey, Thomas Partey, won't be re-signing with us because he wanted a pay rise and we're not permitted to give it to him, even though he was predominantly our best midfielder last season. But I digress. Is Zubimendi the backup, the perfect replacement for Partey, or is he just another one just to make the midfield a bit more, more bodies in the camp, if so to speak?
Yeah, for me, I think I'll start with the Zubimendi sign. Obviously, it's about time, man. I think it seems like it's been a done deal for months now. Ever since January, we signed him. Then in March, we signed him again, and then at the end of the season, we signed him, and now we're signing him again. It's like it's about time it's actually finally got announced. Because we saw all the speculation with Madrid as well. Him coming out saying, Alonso's my ideal, and people was like, oh, could Madrid change his mind, and could he end up in Madrid? So it's about something got over the line. I think. I'm not going to sit here and make out and get all giddy like majority of Arsenal fans do. That this guy. I mean, I've seen comparisons of this guy like Busquets today, for example. And I'm not going to go there with that. People of course, be happy with the signing, but when people get over the top with it, if we're being honest with it, they put a bunch of YouTube compilations together to make. You can do that to make anyone look good. But people get gassed off about that. I'm not going to sit and say, I watch Social week in week out. The games that I have seen him for Spain when he came on in the Euros final, instead of Rodri, he played really well. And also in the Nations League, I watched that, and obviously he scored in the game. But he looked pretty decent, man. I'm not, as I said, I think with this type of signing, we should have got this done instead of Marino for me. I think this type of signing should have been done a few years ago than it is now. But he's coming in. I think with the whole Partey situation, we need to be keeping this guy. I'm gutted that he's going. And again, a lot of people were sitting there saying that, why so people happy? So many people are happy that Partey's going. I'm like, what? This guy, as you said, Carl, he's our best midfielder last season, man. This guy's been one of our most important players. And when you look, and he stayed fully fit as well, it's not like he struggled with injuries, since when he first came in. At the end of the day, Partey, when he's fully fit, for me, is one of Arsenal's most important players. And he proved that last season. And the fact that we're letting him go, there's not many out there replacements to actually replace a player like Thomas Partey on his day. I look in the Premier League last season, I think maybe Caicedo had a good season, Gravenberch had a good season, but other than that, I'm struggling to think, and Partey's certainly up there as well. So the fact that we're replacing this guy with Mendy, I don't think he's on Partey's level. Can he get to Partey's level? Yes, he can, but I think we should be keeping Partey. The whole thing about him asking for more wages, this is what happens when you sign a player like Kai Havertz and stick him on the highest paid wages at the football club. He's on 270 grand a week. What do you expect from these players? If they see Kai Havertz on this amount of wages, I don't blame him for demanding more money. Because he sees Kai Havertz, it's messed up a whole wage structure, and it's going to be the same with when we want to get Saliba sign a new contract, and when we even sign new players. Yeah, they're going to be looking at the wage bill, and the agents are going to be like, hold on a minute, how's Kai Havertz on this much then? So I don't blame him for actually, upping his wages, and I think we should be keeping this guy because. Honestly, think when he's fully fit last season, he's so important to this team. But yeah, with Zubimendi, my only thing with him is physicality. In the Premier League, we know it's a very physical league. Can he adapt to that? That's going to be the big question. But I've seen other players who are a bit smaller, like Kante, come in. I'm not comparing him to Kante. I'm just saying the whole physical side of things. Kante had these other attributes, which got him out of jail in terms of physical. So hopefully, what I've seen, he looks technically gifted, good on the ball. So hopefully it works out as a good signing. But I think in terms of your Partey point, we need to be keeping this guy, in my opinion, man.
No, I hear you. No, I 100% agree with you. Shane, obviously Zubimendi, he is a body in the midfield. We do need him. He's not our most important signing. He's not our most important player that we needed, but he is a body in the midfield. What would you? It's been well drawn out since January.
Yeah,
and we'll get onto the Apex bit, which I've got loaded up in a minute because I know you you had something to say on your group chat with us regarding of that, and I luckily managed to keep the bookmark. Luckily managed to keep it. So
nice.
but what do you make of Zubimendi? Obviously, the signing is well drawn out, but it is a player that we desperately needed. Oh, who's bounced?
Machine might have bad reception or something, is he?
Yeah, might have dodgy reception.
Oh no, Rashid's there. Rashid's there. I'm not pushed about it. I'd rather have Zubimendi, I'd rather have Partey than Zubimendi. Partey's Premier League ready, played there, performs well, was our best midfielder last season. And regards to him asking for a pay rise, I was of the belief that if I was him, I would have left for the sheer reason that with Arteta letting his contract run down from not saying that he's in his first team plans from the start of this year. Oh, we'll see if he stays fit. We'll see this, we'll see that. That's what he said at the start of the season. We'll see how his fitness is. And he stayed fit for the whole season. You know what I mean? So, and then Arteta, because he was probably banking on him getting injured. So he's made it perfectly clear that he didn't see Partey in his plans, that he wants to reinvent the wheel again and he wants to put Zubimendi in and play more sideways pass and slow it down again. The only thing is that Zubimendi won't get the time on the ball that he gets in Spain. When the keeper rolls it out to him 5 yards out from the box, he can take it, turn, have a look. There'll be someone on him. There'll be someone on. Don't be surprised in the first 3 or 4 games if he gives the ball away a few times in dangerous positions and always getting used to the pace of the game, blah, blah, blah. The usual shit. Partey was within his rights. I'd say that Bertha went to him when he came in and said, listen, I know they're letting your contract run down, but like I want you to stay. I think you're great, blah, blah, blah. And Partey went, no, fuck him. He doesn't want me. I'm not staying. I'd be the same. If I knew the manager didn't want me, I'd be like, there's not a chance I'm playing for this guy. Do you know what? If you want me to say, pay me the same as Havertz then. Is exactly what Josh said. You know what I mean? That's what I'd be like if I was Partey. He didn't want to keep me. Why do you want to keep me now? Oh, Timber needs an operation and Ben White won't be fit. Oh, yeah, so you want me for right back. You know what I mean? I'd be the same. If I was Partey, I'd be on my bike, man. Go to Barcelona, win some trophies, get paid what you deserve. Our best midfielder last season, and he gets treated like that. It's the same the whole way through the team. This guy has done it since he's been here. Loyal players that give everything. Kieran Tierney treated like shit. You know what I mean? That's what he does. If he just takes a dislike into them, they're completely out of the lineup. He made Partey feel completely unwelcome. He made him feel unwelcome because he didn't offer him a contract, and then we left it too late, as we always do, and then we're going to have to bring in a player with a completely different profile, completely different build, have to change our tactics, slow it down more, and it's just another rebuild. But this will all sort of get him out of prison, I'd imagine, if Zubimendi makes a few mistakes in the first few games and we lose to Liverpool. Oh, he's only getting used to the game and he's only getting used to the pay. Give me a fucking break, man. I'm tired of the excuses. I'm tired of the way this manager works. Why are we always signing a replacement for a position? Why aren't we signing someone to challenge for that position? It's always a replacement. Oh, well, we can't sign this guy because what will we do with Saka? Maybe Saka will have to up his game. Maybe he'll have to fight for his place like every other top player in the world. But no. We have to find a place because we'll have to move Saka in, and I don't want to move Saka. Get out of my face, man. You know what I mean? That's why we're falling apart all the time. And this manager has no man management skills, so we can't manage any more than 11 first-team players. That's all he can manage. If he has a player that the press is saying maybe he should get a start, he can't handle it. Oh, people are telling me what to do. So I don't know. With Zubimendi, we'll see. I've seen a good bit of him. I like him as a player, as a continental player. I like him. He begun the Champions League and stuff like that. I can just see him getting found out when the team plays a high press against us when we play a short pass out. I can see him getting caught out several times. Having said that, Partey's been known to get caught out now and then. But this, look, to me, it just seems like a downgrade that we're spending a shitload of money on. So we're not even selling Partey and then downgrading. We're letting them go for free and then signing a downgrade for what, 60 million? It's insanity. When we need players in so many other positions. I wouldn't have even signed him. I would have just said to Lewis Skelly, you're a midfielder next season, where you naturally play. We don't need it. Sign where we need. Get a forward, get a winger, get 2 wingers. But this manager, man, we'll have another left back, we'll have a keeper, we'll get Mad Wakey, we'll get this guy, and we'll get Sesko. And that'll be our summer. And we'll get left behind, finish outside the top 5. Hopefully we fall apart early so he gets sacked, but we shall see. I'm just Not pushed about the signing, if I'm being honest, to round it off. I'm not pushed about it. I kind of nothing it, really.
No, I'm not pushed about the signing at all. Look, it's a body in the camp, and I think that's all we could really agree on. This is current advice. Cincinnati. Partey is injured / not fit half the time. Okay, so how many times was he injured last season then?
None. And he wasn't injury prone before he came here either, Carl.
And he wasn't injury prone before he came here either. So do the math on that one.
I think he missed I think he missed like 7 games in his whole Atletico career. Something crazy like that. As soon as he comes to Arsenal, he gets injured every single season. It's mad.
It's almost like Timber wasn't lying.
Rashid, what do you make of the Zubimendi signing?
Hey, listen, it's copy and paste what Shane said. And I'm just going to continue from what he said. Zubimendi, I would accept Zubimendi, but this is how big teams, big clubs run. Like Liverpool, for example, they kept their big players, they kept their big names, and then bought other players. We've got a player right here, Zubimendi. Zubimendi's a good player. Don't get me wrong. I like him. But Partey's kind of better than him. Do you know what I'm saying? Slightly better, or you could say a little bit more better than him. And Partey is familiar with the English football. See, with Partey, I don't think it's about the money. I think it's about Arteta. He just didn't want him. Because Arteta doesn't care how much the players get paid. Yep. He's got Havertz on 285. He's got what's his name? Martinelli on 180. He's got do you know what I'm saying? He's got crazy numbers. 260 for Gabriel Jesus. He does not care. He didn't want him. See, last season's plan was, and I say it and I'll say it again, because it's not said enough. The plan was to play with Rice as a number 6 and Moreno as the number 8.
Yep.
That was the plan. Yeah. You see how mental that is. And then when we played it, because at some point Partey is going to miss a game, and when we played that midfield that Arteta wanted, we folded. What did everybody say? Bring Partey back. Bring Partey back. Don't you know that your manager don't want Partey? He can't come out and say it. See, you can't come out and say it, and then everybody will be like, "What? You don't want Partey?" Like, Partey is the best midfielder we have. Do you know what I'm saying? So he's not going to come out and say it. But I know for a fact that Moreno was supposed to play in that midfield, and Rice is just playing as a number 8 because he was bought for 110 million. He did not like Partey since day one. He didn't want Partey. Now Partey's pushed out. What happens is that we've got Zubimendi now, which how long has this been going for Zubimendi? Like, what is it? 2 months, 3 months? Talking, monitoring. He passed medicals. He flew to London. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, how long is it going to take to buy Zubimendi? Is Zubimendi assessing his options? Because I've never heard the one time Romano say something like, everything's sealed and done, but the here we go doesn't exist. Why didn't he say here we go? Where's here we go? This is the first time Romano would say something like this. He said everything's agreed. Then where's the here we go? Everything's agreed. You told us we told us that Arsenal and Sociedad agreed on the money. And you told us that Zubimendi, we agreed with him personal terms, right? You remember they told us that we agreed personal terms. So where's the here we go? Furthermore, even if we do bring Zubimendi, we need another midfielder now. And guess how much that midfielder costs? 60 million. If you want a midfielder like Partey, that is not a potential, that is right now, like Partey is 60 million. Oh, you're going to tell me, Rashid, we might as well just get a potential. Yeah, we don't have time for that. We don't have time for potentials now. Potentials happens in phase 1, phase 2. That's when you bring the potentials. You bring the potentials then, and you're cooking them, and you've got your team, and you're cooking them until one of them breaks through, like a Skelly, like a Ethan. Do you know what I'm saying? And many more players. That's how it works. But it's just tiring, bro. How can I see through this? Bro? I ain't got no qualifications. Do you know what qualifications I have? I'm anti-bullshit. That's why I have qualification of anti-bullshit. I can't just read something and just accept it. Oh, okay. Well, okay. I'm just going to believe what he said. whoever Arsenal or AFTV or whoever. Do you know what I'm saying? It's tiring, man. But yeah, that's what I got to say about this. It's a long road.
Rashid, are the people on the panel, sorry to put in, do we even know the party asked for more money? Is that just something Arsenal are leaking just to make it sound like he was the problem?
Yeah, true.
Yes.
It's not been confirmed. It's not been confirmed that he wanted more money. It could be more game time. It could be reassurance. He's going to be in the starting lineup because obviously, if Zubimendi's coming in, he's going to be obviously in the starting lineup with Rice and Odegaard. That's going to be the three. So maybe Partey's thinking, well, I've literally been carrying this midfielder last year. I don't want to be on the bench. I know I'm still good enough to contribute week in, week out in the Champions League, in the Premier League. I don't want to be on the bench playing that Jorginho role when I know I'm good enough to be starting still for the team. So yeah, for me, I gotta agree with obviously most of you guys on the panel, man. Like, the thing is that's obviously damaging because obviously I think Zubimendi's a good player. I'm not seeing too much of him, but from what I've seen of Spain and a little bit of Sociedad, he looks like a decent player. But because the Arsenal PR machine has just chewed out this story 3-4 times to really obviously hide away from our negligence in getting knocked out of the FA Cup to Man United, getting knocked out by PSG. We've heard this story over and over again. The excitement levels that this signing should bring is just non and void because it's like, yeah, we know we us fans know we've been getting Zubimendi for about 6 months now. It's like, what else are we doing? Like the dopamine hit that you normally get from these signings, it's just flat. I don't even feel excited for this because again, like Rashid said, I'm thinking, well, we got to replace Partey now. Like, what are we going to do with that? Like, we need to spend another 50-60 million pounds to replace him. And who are we going to do that with? And we're running out of time, as well as thinking about the striker, as well as thinking about the left winger. There's a lot to do, boys. And the thing is, even if we do that, there's still no saying that we'd even win the league. Like, we still could be behind Man City and Liverpool because, again, the signings that they've made this season have been amazing so far. Liverpool doing their business really well. Man City getting 4 or 5 top players in as well. We're still stuck on this Zubimendi link. Kepa coming in, and that's the brunt of where we get into in terms of strengthening the squad. So for me, I just think that you're dropping this news, boy. It's kind of to cover up the fact that Partey's leaving, our best midfielder, and now we're going to struggle to even replace him with quality and also quantity, boys. Like at the minute, we're just doing like for like, and like Shane said, we're down a player because this is supposed to be the Jorginho replacement. That's supposed to be in terms of like bar for bar. Now we're gonna have to replace Jorginho and Partey with 2 midfielders, but we should be not only replacing players, adding onto the squad because we had a short squad anyway. We already had a 22-man squad. So for me, we need to get in extra players and keeping the players to build an actual squad to compete in all 4 competitions. Otherwise, we're going to get knocked out early in the FA Cup. We're going to get knocked out early in the League Cup. And there, for me, they are the only 2 trophies that we've got any kind of realistic chances of winning because the Premier League is going to be too far. The Champions League, forget about it. So, yeah, man, it's not looking good, bro. I want to be excited for the signing because, again, he doesn't seem like a good player. It doesn't seem like he can potentially help us against low to mid blocks. But, bro, when you think about it and you actually analyze it, there's going to be a lot of time for this guy potentially to even adapt to the Premier League, adapt to the team. And us as Arsenal fans, we're in phase 6. We ain't got no time to be waiting to obviously players to adapt to our particular team because we're supposed to be challenging for the league at this stage. Like, we need players ready-made, world-class players that can slot in, fit in, and do their business, do their due diligence. But at the minute, man, it's kind of like a hope thing. Like, we're just hoping this kind of works out. We're hoping that we sign a Partey replacement, but we know this club's got previous. I'm not signing replacements. We let go Eddie Nketiah and didn't replace him in terms of a body. And now, look, we got one literal striker, and he's not even a striker in habits, going into the start of the season. Nah, and that's what people are not even remembering as well. Like, Jesus is out till next year, so we've only got Havertz and Marino, who are not strikers at the minute. And even if we get another striker, that means either if it's Gyökeres or Sesko, if they get injured or they have a suspension or whatever, we're back to Havertz and Marino again. And it's like, that's not good enough to win you major honours. So, yeah, we got a lot of work to do, boys. This report that we want all the players by July 19th is not going to happen. So, yeah, I'm pretty worried about the start of the season and where it's going to take us, to be honest with you. But the only thing I can say is if finally this deal's obviously been confirmed and we can just try and move on from it. It's one of those ones now where it's dragged on so long. I just want to move on from this and just try and get this striker that everyone wants for what we wanted for like that's 5 years since Aubameyang got sold. So yeah, we'll see what happens, guys. But yeah, Zubimendi's in and we'll see how he does. But we need to do a lot more, people. 100%, a lot more, man.
No, we do need to do a lot more. I think everyone is nervous and worried throughout this summer what it is that we're going to do. Whilst everyone was trying to pick up players that you'd find on freaking on FIFA, we're thinking he ain't going to come here. He ain't going to come here. This isn't us being negative and toxic. This is us saying we don't think they'll come here because this club is not ambitious enough. We're not going to put the money up because we prefer to use Klarna than actually just pay it all in one freaking go. So anyway, but this is the apex I wanted to bring out, guys. So obviously Fabrizio Romano put this out. Check the date, guys. It's the 20th of June. Bang. Read that. Arsenal are not panicking in the transfer market as their targets are on holiday until next month. After international duty, no club wants to pay wages for new players sitting on the beach. Arsenal are expected to accelerate deals around the turn of the month. At Gary Jacob, you fucking
Tops read this out on my show last night. So this fucking bellend acted like he's the authority, and then we rock up with Zubimendi the next day. It shows that these guys talk absolute bollocks, man, and they say it with such authority, and everybody believes them. Oh yeah, this is what you need to calm down, and then they rock up with Zubimendi the very next. Zubimendi must be on a fucking plane while your man was.
It's only the 6th.
Absolute.
It's only the 6th. You get me, Shane? It's only the 6th. Now we're the 20th. And then so, all of a sudden, we're the last day of the do you know what I'm saying? The last day of the summer window. Yeah. And then we'll be like, oh shit, we're gonna panic then. Then the whole office is just running around, phone calls and calling any player just to get him to sign for the club. And every other club knows that we need to pay more money now because we are desperate. But we put ourselves in these positions. Do you know what I'm saying? Oh, take your time. Be patient.
Because we laser focus on the two players, Sesko and Zubimendi. We've been after them since previous summer. So both clubs know that, all right, well, because City went in for Verts. They said, we want to sign you. And he went, well, and they went, you know what, fuck off. We'll move on. Like that. They had other people lined up. They went for Cherky. They went for Reinders. Where the clubs that we're going for Sesko and for Zubimendi, they both know that Arteta's made it perfectly clear that the only two players he wants. So they're going to go, all right, supply and demand. Let's jack the price up. Let's mess them around a bit. It's fucking craziness, man. But I just these tweets that amaze me. These so-called reporters coming out. I mean, we had what's his face, fucking Semio, like trying to say that Gyökeres wouldn't suit us, and Sesko would suit us more. Just laying the groundwork, and then he said because apparently Sesko wants. I know I'm going off topic here, Carl, and I'll be quick. Apparently, Sesko wants a sell-on clause, right? He wants a buyout clause, and your man Semio was saying, "Oh, we're not a a stepping stone club. We're not a stepping stone club." And I left a comment in this chat going, "The ironic thing is, mate, it's you and all the other ones like it that have made us, that brought the standard down so low that now we are a stepping stone club. You fucking hypocrite! You've done this because you've made us out that it's all about the journey. You've made us a mediocre club, and now you're going to whinge when the players going." Well, they're not a very good club. I'll join them, but I want to be able to move on to a big club. They've made us not a big club, and now they're whinging about it. You can't have it both ways, mate. You know what I mean? You can't have it both ways.
They want to be right. They want to be right. They're just dying of excuses. They used up all their book of excuses. All these 5 years. We can go through them one by one. All these excuses. Now it's getting to a point where there's no more excuses. Even the board are looking at Arteta and they're like, no more excuses this year. No more excuses. Do you know what I'm saying? Berta's here. Something's going to happen at this club. You've already got seven games and everybody's worried. Why are you worried? Why are you worried? We always beat top 6. Why are you worried? We only got Man United, Liverpool, or City, aging team. Man United, 17th. Liverpool, it was a fluke. Do you know what I'm saying? Newcastle, we should beat them. When we can go on. The thing is that they're all worried because they lie to themselves. See, you get found out when you lie. What? Because everybody was gassing up the whole top 6 thing. Why are you worried now? It's because you didn't believe the bullshit in the first place. You didn't believe it. You just want to go along with the majority of the people to look cool, to look like you know football. You're a level-headed fan. And like us, oh, you're angry, you're miserable, blah, blah, blah. You get me? That's what it is. That's what it is. It is what it is, man. We will have to go. This is anger management, right? Right, Carl? our anger management. So
on a scale of 1 that's somewhat angry and 10 as angry as this fucking transfer window, how angry would you say you was at the time of the occurrence?
so angry, like every day when the thing is that I avoid watching Arsenal. So I want to not see, but you can't obviously. But the things that I see is just complete bullshit. I just want to come out there and say, yo, listen, guys, this is bullshit. This is bullshit what you're reading right now. And if you go through it, bro, it tells you a lot. It tells you a lot. I swear to God. Go through. Do you know what to do? Everybody in the chat, anybody here, just go through his press conferences, game by game. Not all of them. Just pick the last ones. See how he changes. Every time it changes. So he'll say something in this press conference and then something in this press conference that don't align. You get me? Just go. Check it out. I've done it. I've done it obviously because of YouTube, but it's crazy what you can find in that press conference. The last press conference, you know what he said, Carl? And I'll end it with this here. He said that the schedule is going to be a problem. Well, guess what? There you go. It's scheduled now.
That was the question we went through, Carl, on these. Remember, he went off on the ramble. Arteta went off on the ramble. Remember, me and Lee were just in stitches laughing at it. Remember? When we were reading Arteta's answer. That's when we came up with the double plays and salesman, where he'd be going on about inverted windows. He was asked, "Do you have to win trophies next season?" He said, "Oh, well, it depends on schedule, injuries, referees." Some players might have personal issues. He didn't say, and then I'll have to help them. He said they might have personal issues. In other words, they'll play anyway. You know what I mean? And he went off on all these things, and then he finished it with the small things we can control. We'll do our best. Brilliant. That's what I want. 15 minutes.
There you go.
Manager would say, we'll do our best with the little bit we can control.
Or the layman blunt answer is no. It's basically
that's what it should have been. Like,
it's the layman blunt answer. Fresh Strip Art put a really good comment on here. Arsenal was the only team who buys players in, but lets them leave on a free. Other teams would have made money on Partey, Jorginho, and Tierney. Many previous players left on a free also. It's madness. Facts, Fresh Strip. That's absolutely spot on. That's absolutely spot on. We've got some star chats here. Pod, big up to my mate Bertie. Hope you're good, bro. Well, great panel. I hope you guys doing well. We signed Zubimendi in January, April, May, and now June. How unprecedented.
It's so true, man. We signed Nightman in January as well.
So, no, they're using it. They're using it, Carl. Can I just touch on this quickly? They're using it basically. So they used it for January because everybody was panicking. And now everybody's panicking about the first 7 games. What do? They give you Zubimendi. Oh, here's a new toy. You play with that toy and then he gets bored, right? He wants something else. And then they'll probably give us Sesko. And they'll and they'll bring some 2 players that we just don't want. We don't want those 2 players. I just know they're going to bring 2 players plus Sesko plus Zubimendi that we just don't want. Good news is that this manager only has 1 more year. I can smell it. It has 1 more year.
It's funny, Rashid, because obviously us guys here can see what they're doing when they drop the news. Like, after the Man United game, we've got embarrassed in the FA Cup. They dropped this news. Then after we lost to PSG and got humiliated in 2 semi-finals, they dropped this news. And like you said, now everyone's panicking about the pictures. They dropped this news. So I don't know why all these other fans can't see what they're doing. It's so obvious. And
no, but they're trying. That's one. For example, Fresh Drip asked the question. And I wanted to answer it. Do you know what? Do you know why we sign players and we don't sell them and we always sell them on a free? It's because we gas them up so much that we give them so much time to make it, and then by the time they actually do, it'll be too late. It'll be too late. He'll run out of his contract. Every player that we bought before, they gassed him up. Just be real. They gassed up Lokonga. They gassed up Fabio Vieira. They gassed up all these players. And that didn't make it. Do you know what I'm saying? Every player that comes to Arsenal, they think that you have to gas him up. This is supporting the club. No. Supporting the club is wanting the best for the club. That's what supporting means. But is what it is. That's my answer.
Shane's just dropped out there for a quick second there. Right. We've spoken about many times how the transfer window is just going to be a pivotal moment for this club, knowing after not really challenging last season, going through it again, we have to bolster up the squad. The forward line, midfield to a certain degree, and probably again another left back and another backup goalkeeper, because let's just say Norbert Neto wasn't exactly very good, was he? We've been linked with many players, and I say many players sarcastically because we've been linked with scrubs. One of them being Garnacho of Man United, and then one of them I only found out yesterday, and obviously I lost my shit on Shane's channel. Madueke. And it was off Sky Sports News as well. An actual reliable source to a certain degree.
Crazy.
What the freaking...
Why? I just want to ask, why Madueke? Because think about it, yeah, we've got Saka and Ethan in that position. I don't want Ethan as a right wing, but, you know, for Arteta, he's a right wing. That's it. Done. He's never going to change his mind. We've already got Ethan and Saka. Why would you get Madueke? We've got a problem in the left-hand side. Left-hand sides that we have, I'm sorry, Nelly needs to go. If you're not using him as a striker, you got to let him go. Trossard, you can let him go as well. They are good, but not good enough. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, not both of them anyway.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But Garnacho's a no-no. Garnacho's a no-no. But is Garnacho or Martinelli? I want to ask you guys a question. Garnacho or Martinelli?
For me, I'm still going Martinelli, but I am with you, bro. Like, Martinelli should be played as a striker. You know, if you go when we first signed the guy, I think it was Unai who played him as a striker. I remember the game against Liverpool in the Carabao Cup, you know, that crazy 5-5 game. And he got a brace. And you know, he was playing as a striker. And the small signs, I think he even played him there a little bit for the Liverpool, the 2-2 game last season. And like, he looks so much more better because, and I think when we first signed, everyone was talking about, oh, he's converting him into a striker, he's converting him into centre forward. It never happened. Like, Martinelli on the win for me, like many winners now, he's so robotic, especially the way how we played last season, right? For me, you know, he's so predictable when it comes to final third, always running with his head down, you know, takes too many touches, overthinks it. It doesn't work for him. Him as a striker, he's got that little, I think he's lost a bit of pace due to injury, but I still think he can get that pace in behind. And we still yet to see him there ever since we first signed him there. But for me, I still go Martinelli. Like, Garnacho is a scrub, bro. And this is a thing, Madueke as well. What is this obsession? And we shouldn't be surprised by us getting Madueke, because this manager and this obsession of signing these ex-Chelsea players, it's like, it's a retirement home. Arsenal's a retirement home for ex-Chelsea players. Like, we love to go in their rubbish bins. We love to pick out their, you know, all their scrubs. Like, and what actual Chelsea players came to Arsenal have actually worked out? Because we've had loads, by the way. We have Petr Cech in goal, right? When that same season we should have signed a striker. David Luiz, he was a Sideshow Bob, mate. He was a bozo for me. I can't even lie.
He was the best out of the bad lot, right?
Yeah, you are right, bro. He was actually the best, and he actually won this manager his only trophy in that back three as the FA Cup. Yeah. And he actually stepped up in the Man City and Chelsea game. So I'll give him that. Other than that, never wanted this guy. Who else was there? Of course, Willian, bro. Willian. Yeah.
Right.
Obviously, Havertz, who's came in, everyone gassed that guy up, even though we've seen what he was like for 3 years at Chelsea. Then you had Raheem the Dream come in, and apparently he got convinced by Sterling in 2 minutes or something. So like, it's just, I'm not surprised that we're signing these ex-Chelsea players all the time, and we're signing these absolute scrubs. It's so frustrating, man. That's the craziest thing about it. There's no surprise about it, because like, we've seen this year in, year out. We always shop at Poundland. Like, we always go for the B-Tech option, or when there's other players out there, you know, even like with this whole striker situation, when there's a proven goal scorer in Jokeres out there, we go for a guy like Šeško, who's still got a lot, he's still raw, still got potential. We do this every single window. There's last summer, Elise was out there, 40 million. You know, there was Kvaratskhelia available in January, and we let him go to PSG. The positions we need, even like, I'm going back years when we needed a striker. We bought Danny Welbeck in. When we was linked with Benzema year in, year out, we was linked with Gonzalo Higuain year in, year out. We got Giroud and Welbeck instead. Like, we've done this every single transfer window, and it's gonna unfortunately continue this. And I was hoping that Berta's gonna come in and change it around, but so far we're 20 days in, and it's literally been the same old for me, same old Arsenal year in, year out.
Just to come in on you, True Guna. This is why, man, and obviously Shane will remember. This is why I lost my head when the links to Kepa came in on Shane's stream. I was like, bro, I do not want this guy. Not because of the particular player and obviously position it as a substitute keeper, but the stigma of getting ex-Chelsea players, bro. Because I can't even rebut this Madueke link. I can't comfortably with my chest say, now Arsenal not going to do that. They're not going to be that stupid. We don't get cast-offs. I know Man City fans can do that. I know Liverpool fans can do that because they don't get people's scrubs. They don't go in the rummaging bin, the garbage can, and try and get what they can find. They don't do that, but Arsenal do. And this is why I didn't want us to sign any ex-players, even like a Sane, any of these guys, because you just carry on the stigma of getting good players from these big teams, and they just come to Arsenal when they're past their best. I'm sick of having that stigma around the club, because now when you can, even like Man United fans are taking the mick out of me saying, well, we got Sancho for you, we got Rashford for you, and I can't be saying anything. I can't be like, nah, we're not going to get that. You just got Sterling. Like, this is what I'm saying. You're making us a laughing stock with these links, bro. Like, stop getting these bargain basement deals with Chelsea and Man City and all these guys, bro. Get the next Sterling, get the next Jesus, get the next guy that's going to be top quality for us. Why do we never do that? We always get the cheap option, and then they never work out, like you were saying, Truguna. The only decent one probably has been Luiz and maybe Jorginho, because again, he was a squad player. He was used probably appropriately. The others were coming in to be like first teamers, like Willian and Havertz, and bro, no one's happy with their contribution to the team. They're not being good enough for where we wanted to go. But yet you still keep going to the same club with the players that they don't want. That's why they keep giving it to us. Why don't we go and try and get Palmer? They ain't going to sell him Palmer, are they? Because they actually rate him, want to keep him. Exactly. So this is my point is, like, Arsenal, in terms of even like with the fans, stop trying to make the positive out of these signings. Like, I had no fan, before we were linked with Kepa or Madueke, wanted them at Arsenal. As soon as we're linked, I'm hearing, oh, he's got
but 5 million.
Yeah, this is it, bro.
5 million.
Yeah. Oh, it's a great signing, great backup.
He's a Champions League goalkeeper,
the same people that were bollocking
Yeah.
the same fucking people that were destroying them on Twitter years before. Egal has tweets saying the worst keeper in the world and stuff like that.
Yes, he does. That leads on to one thing. Sorry, just a quick one, Jay. What Tubbs has just said absolutely spot on there. Because this isn't the first time that we funded Chelsea so they can get better.
No,
we funded Chelsea so they could get Cole Palmer. We paid 65 million for that German donkey. So then they took that money, took it to Man City, and took Cole Palmer off their hands.
Yep.
Mission failed on our part as well. And then the same thing happened again with Man City. We paid them for Jesus and Zinchenko. What do they do with that money? That's it. They got a fucking fox in the box in Erling Haaland.
Yeah.
We change to spare. We change to spare. And when we get Madueke and Kepa, that would be in Arteta's reign alone, right? Of City and Chelsea rejects, that'll be number 8 and number 9, right? Wow. So one quarter of his signings will be rejects from other teams, right? And I was on Jesus today, and he's saying, why does he keep doing it? It's because the first few have been so bad and failed that he has to go, right, I'm going to double down and double down and double down just because people are telling me. Because people say, why are you signing these players? They have to keep doing it and keep doing it. And they are fucking scrubs that we are signing. How can you get better when you sign other teams' cast-offs? Chelsea spent the whole of last season getting bollocked for having shit keepers. Their 2 keepers are shit. 2 keepers are shit. We got their third choice shit keeper. So he's shitter than the 2 keepers that were getting bollocked all season. Oh, yeah, we'll take him. And it's a great deal. It's only 5 million, they keep saying. I don't care how much it is. Is he better than a Setford or something like that? He's not. He's shit. We know he's crap. We've seen him. The worst keeper I've ever seen at long shots. I used to play and goes only Sunday league. But long shots were your bread and butter. You had time to think about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Kepa, I've never seen a keeper's bad. Oh, yeah, but he's on $5,000 less than David Raya. So David Raya's going to ask for a pay rise now. You know what I mean? Of course he will. If you're bringing in some scrub like that that's on basically the same as you go, well, I want more. You know what I mean? And how much Havertz on? Exactly. We've said that already. It's craziness, man. And we're after fucking what Garnashers to come in as well. He can't get in the Man United team. He can't get in the team to finish 15th. Oh, we'll take him. And we'll fund Gyökeres for you. This is how we roll. I've never seen anything like it. If you wrote it as a sitcom, it would get rejected. Going, that's too unbelievable. There's no way a club would ever run that way. You know what I mean? He's coming up to 1 billion spent. And we have the thinnest squad in the league, and we're not even a top 4 side anymore. If you put squads next to each other, I said it about last season. We were like a boxer in the 10th round that's just staggering, getting fucking smashed, and just praying for the bell. praying for the bell. If that season had gone on another 3 weeks, we'd drop out of the top 4, top 5 because we were just free falling and everybody else was growing in strength. Next season is going to be a continuation of that. We're still going to be shit. We'll be weaker, in fact, because we won't have Partey, our best midfielder last season, when you put it that way. Gabriel won't be fit for the start of the season. It's going to take him months to get full fitness if he ever does. Timber needs an operation. He's bollocks. Ben White's going to need an operation. He played for 3 months on a bad knee. Declan Rice played on a broken toe. Havertz is coming back from a grade 3 hamstring. Not many people recover from them. Saka looked absolutely flogged when he came back. He looked flogged for England the other day. Yeah. If people don't think that at least half of these guys that are coming back, counting Jesus, Tomiyasu, Havertz, Saka, Gabriel, Ben White, Timber, all these guys, at least half of them are going to constantly break down with injury next season. Half of them minimum with those sort of injuries because they're fatigue injuries. And this guy has absolutely ruined them. So he's going to walk away from this whenever he goes or he gets sacked. And the next manager that comes in, straight away, he's going to have 90% of the fan base on his back. He will have 90% of the fan. All the top gooners will turn on whoever we get because it'll be like when a dad goes to get a fucking pint of milk and doesn't come back. And whoever comes in, they'll be like, you're not my real dad. You're not my real dad. You can't tell me what to do. And that's what it will be like. That's what it will be like. They'll turn on him fucking instantly, man. You can't tell me what to do. You're not my real dad. My real dad left. He's coming home. I swear he'll come home someday. No, he won't, mate. He's gone. Right? And that's what it's going to be like. So this club's going to be in absolute turmoil. And he'll be sitting there fucking chuckling to himself with his payoff and whatever. He'll never get the same sort of job again. But this is just a mess we're in. So this is why we can't get big players. No big players want to come to us, and rightly so. These top gooners, and I'll finish on this, and Arteta especially, over the last 4 years, and Norsey calls it the mentality of mediocrity. That's what we have got now, because even Gary Neville and stuff talk about us like we're sort of a top 5 team at best, and we should be grateful that we finished second. This is the lowest our standards have been in 140 years, the lowest they've ever been. So these guys can't get upset when big players say, "Oh, I want a buyout clause because this is a stepping stone club." You can't have a both ways. You can't lower our standards so low that we get given out there for wanting trophies and then moan when we don't get a top player, because that's what they've done. They've turned us into a mid-table team. But as View says, if you're going to do that, if you're going to say that we are just also rans and that we're there for the journey and the vibes, well, then lower the fucking prices of the tickets. If that's what we are, if we were a Brentford or a Brighton, lower the prices. Stop charging 20 quid for a burger and 20 quid for a pint. If we're going to be that, stop bringing out merch every month. You can't have a both ways. You can't sell us like a top club and leave us hanging like a mid-table club, because that's what they've done. And it's all down to the fans. It's all down to these so-called top Arsenal channels. They've done this. They've done this to our club, and there's blood on their hands. They can't wash their hands of this, man. They can't wash their hands. I'm sorry for getting off topic there. It just winds me right up.
That's fine. That's fine. There's a couple pinned a few lives here. There's free super stickers in here by iSkills. €99 each. I'm not 100% sure who it's linked to. I'm probably guessing Shane. So big up to iSkills for that for Shane there. Static. Hey Shane, go to Moneypenny's YouTube channel. The idiot deleted several of his YouTube shorts. I won't go down that rabbit hole because I am not going to get myself copyright struck. No chance. So I'll leave Shane to do that on his thing. Governors in the building. Jez is Arsenal. Even Cole on the great panel. Big up, Jez. Hope you're well, my friend. And a question here from Philip Bidwell. What will be your excuse if, as I suspect, you won't win a trophy again, judging by how slow you're acting in the transfer window? Well, I think I gave off a number of excuses on the last press conference. Injuries, fixtures, small margins, circumstances, everything.
Yep.
Everything. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy to say the least. And do you know what else is crazy as well? We've got 170 people in the building. Big up you guys. But we've only got 17 likes on the video. Go over and hit that like button. True Gooner and Top's channel are pinned in the title. Shane and Rashid's are pinned in the description. So make sure you go like and subscribe to them. I know Rashid has got over 1K, so well done to him. Tobes, I believe you are just under 200 away from 3K now.
Yeah, no, probably less than that. Probably about under like 20 from 3K. So hopefully you can push that over the line, guys. So yeah, make sure you subscribe to T Chance Sports and all that good stuff, man. But yeah, big yourself up, Carl.
And obviously you, Josh, you're I think it's something like you're on 11K. I think it is. You're absolutely flying.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Doing really well. And I also saw, because I actually saw a little post you put on Instagram, anyone, that you're in the running for young content creator.
Yeah, content. They do like content awards 2025. And I did it last year. We came like we got a bronze award for young content. We came like third. So yeah, and I'm doing it again this year. So yeah, I put that on there. Anyone could vote. It'd be great.
Can you put a link in for people to vote or anything, man? Can you?
Yeah, sure, man. Sure, I'll definitely. I can do that.
If you can pin it in the private chat, mate, I can get it. I can get it sent out.
I'll put in a private chat. Nice one, man. Sweet.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No worries. No worries at all. Okay. I just right. So Shane, you did actually send me the.
I did. Yeah,
it's on
on WhatsApp.
Bear with me a minute. Where is it? There it is. Right.
Have you seen this yet, Josh? Have you? The interview that's going around about Timber.
I've not. Is it the one where he said he overplayed in the PSG game? He was playing with an injury or something in the first leg.
Oh yeah, no, he goes into detail that he picked up a second injury. Like that he got sick. We'll go into it, but it's fucking damning, man. It's absolutely damning for Arteta.
Hang on, let me.
You can see him even trying to pull back sometimes and saying, "Well, I wanted to," Carl will get into it now. It's absolutely damning.
So Arsenal started is playing through agony ahead of a crucial game. So I can only imagine. Go away. I can only imagine this is for sort of. Arsenal defender Jurriën Timber has revealed the extent of the pain he endured in the final weeks of the season, admitting he played through injury in the Champions League semi-finals, despite knowing he needed surgery. The 23-year-old who had only recently returned from a torn ACL, sidelined for most of the 23-24 campaign, admitted that he had been suffering from a persistent ankle issue before picking up a new injury during the first leg against PSG. So this is what he had to say. I had a scan done with the national team, and the conclusion was I had to undergo surgery at the end of the season. He told Matchday, the talk show hosted by Dutch music group Broderlift. I've screwed that name up, so I do apologize. I wanted to keep playing for Arsenal no matter what, but that was difficult. Despite the pain, Timber featured in the first leg against PSG, but suffered a setback at half-time. I got a new injury in the heel of the same foot. So we'll stop right there, okay? We'll stop right there. Because this is where, right, the manager of the manager has to be held accountable for this. You brought him back after his injury. You know that he's suffering. You know that he's had he has had a different. He's now got a different injury. And instead of trying to lynch him off, because I think it was like the 80th minute he came off. He suffered that injury in the first half, didn't he? In that first leg.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So
no, yeah. But this is the half time when he had the injury going into the match. Then he got injured in the same foot on a separate part on his heel. And this is the match that when you could see he wanted to come off. And Ben White had his bib off to come on. And Arteta told him to sit down for another 10 minutes and he left him on. But when you get down into it, Carl, it's horrendous, man. When you see Arteta's excuse for why he should play, it's absolutely horrendous.
I'm going to try not to lose my temper because it is very hot here. So I'm just going to try and stay calm.
It's a hard read. It's a hard read.
At halftime, I thought, how am I going to do this now? I couldn't even run. In the second half, I got adrenaline. There you go. Adrenaline again. In the 80th minute, I knew it was time to come off. Oh, I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. What player the season just gone came back from injury and was just running on adrenaline to keep himself going? Oh, that was it. Starboy. Bukayo fucking Saka.
But you see, the thing is, Carl, that the manager's job is to put his arm around him and say, I know you want to play, but I can't let you go out there because you're going to damage yourself. That's what Alex Ferguson would do, or that's what any manager would do. Someone came into my chat today and said, oh, you're misinterpreting this. But it's just there in black and white. He's saying it. You're misinterpreting it. And also, Bellingham played on an injury. Yeah, shoulder injury, mate. A shoulder injury. It wasn't his leg. You know what I mean? Craziness, man.
Timber did not train at the following week, and he feared he would miss the second leg. However, with the damage already done and surgery already scheduled, Mikel Arteta opted to keep him involved. So basically, he told him, "Fuck surgery. I need you to play it right back." And this was also during the times where Ben White wasn't ready to return. Like, This is craziness. This is absolutely crazy. The coach thinks Jura has had a scan. It can't get any worse. Make sure you're ready. Hang on, I got to read this. This is damning. The coach thinks Jura's had a scan. It can't get any worse. Make sure you're ready, but he doesn't see how much pain I'm in. So basically, the manager doesn't give a toss how hurt you are. You're playing.
Abusive relationship. That's what it is.
Relationship. The only other sport I can think of where players play through really, really seriously bad injuries, get neglected so badly, is in ice hockey.
But this isn't the first time.
They play on broken bones,
this is not the
for
first
fuck's
time.
sake.
And this ain't the first time, by the way, Carl.
Torn ACL.
No.
He pushed Partey. He pushed Partey back on the pitch.
He pushed him.
Yeah.
And in the Fulham game, I was at it. Timber went down in the first half, and then and then his hamstring was at him. But then the second half, he got a knock on the knee, and he was down with both legs, and he still kept them on. He's done it before. But look at just that bit there gets to me. That Arteta's thinking was, Jura has had a scan. It can't get any worse, so you may as well play. That is outrageous, man. Sure, the scan's booked, and it can't get any worse. Yes, it can get worse. It's an injury. Of course it can get worse. It's absolute. If you did that in any other job, if someone came in and said, I have a bad back, and here's my doctor's note, and you said, yeah, well, we're short-staffed, go lift those boxes. You'd be sued to the hilt. Your company would be shut down. You know what I mean? And this guy gets away with it. It's crazy.
Do you know what it is as well, yeah? He has a team, and as soon as you take one player from that team, it tumbles. The whole thing just crumbles. I don't know how. That's why this guy keeps these players on, because he's only got 11 players. That's all he got.
Yeah.
That's all he's got. And most of them are not his players. He just bought a couple of them. Most of them were players he inherited. So the other players that he bought were all for nothing. So they're not there for the bench when you need them. They're not there when the players are injured. So what's the point in signing all those players? Where did the 750 go? Why did we give you £750 to spend? For what? Do you know what I'm saying? That's why he kept these players on. Because he had no choice.
No, it's true,
his point that he has had a choice.
No, it's true. And this is why I feel like that's one of the worst elements of Arteta's coaching in terms of his man management skills is just atrocious. And it's always been like that, even from, like you said, 2020, the Partey situation, pushing him onto the pitch at White Hart Lane when his groin's hanging off his rigging leg, and all the stuff like that, playing Saka against Preston and Bolton, where we don't need to. Even Havertz, bro, I was thinking about this the other day, like, when obviously Jesus done his ACL or whatnot, he actually thought, because again, remember the press conference before we got more injuries, before Jesus came out or whatever, he was actually saying that, we were fine up front, we didn't need a striker. He was actually willing, and even when the transfer window closed before Havertz got injured, he was willing to play Havertz every single game, or we were still in the Champions League and the league, 90 minutes, because we didn't have a striker to bring on to replace him for the entire season. Think about that. He was willing to do it. And that's the reason why Havertz's hamstring burst off its obviously leg, because he was like, you know what? I've had enough of this. I'm out of here. I can't play 90 minutes Wednesday, Saturday for the next 4 months. Like, it's unacceptable. So, yeah, bro, his player welfare and his management of players, like, you can't, if you don't trust, like Rashid just said, if you don't trust your squad players, why did you buy them? Like, you can't just have 11 players and expect to win or compete in 4 trophies. Like, we've got extra Champions League games. We're going further, obviously, in the cups than we usually do. We normally get knocked out in the first round in the League Cup anyway. So these games are going to be coming thick and fast, and we're going to be playing more of them. So you have to use your squad. You have to do it. You have to play. Even, obviously, no one rated Sterling. No one wanted Sterling. He was But give Saka a rest and just play him just because he's a squad player. You're paying his wages. Like, bring him on for the last 10, 15. Make him earn his money. But instead, you're just persistent on playing Saka in these games that we shouldn't be playing him in, when he should be resting, not just physically, but mentally. It's all pretty intense for these players to go out there and perform week in, week out, and the fans are on them when they don't. Bro, sometimes they just need a little bit of a break, and they can relax when they've got another quality player to come in and do their job, and they're thinking, you know what, I can chill this game out because we've got a new winger in and he's going to do the job for me, and then I can come back into the team where I'm a bit more refreshed and revamped. That's what Man City have been doing over the years when they rotate with their players, man. But it seems with Arsenal, like with Arteta. It's just the 11, and that's it. And that's why I feel like he does want Sesko ahead of Gyökeres, because it's a perfect opportunity just to keep playing habits. Because again, like Shane said, this is his pet project. He needs it to work. He's going to double down on it. He's obviously the highest paid player at the club, which is crazy, by the way, because he's not even in the top 5 best players. Hey, so he has to play him. He has to start him. And he's gonna die on that hill, man. He's gonna just persist with this guy up front, even though we all know he's not good enough to win or some major trophies. So yeah, obviously, like Rashid said, hopefully this is the last season, but we'll have to wait and see if he obviously does get sacked if he doesn't deliver, which I don't think he will do, man.
But you know, the thing is, right, with a lot of our fans, they blame the injuries for last season as well, but they don't actually look at how we're getting the injuries and why we're getting the injuries. And I think, you know, as you guys were saying, like, this manager's been overplaying these players for many, many years now. You know, you look at Saka, how long have we been crying out for just a backup there for him, man? You know, as you guys said, this season playing against we're playing Preston. With all due respect, we're playing Bolton Wanderers, League One, you know, sides, and you're playing him for these types of games. You know, it's like, it's frustrating because we've known we can see it, that we needed a backup for many positions as well. And we've not done what's required in those positions. And if we do get it, it's like someone like Raheem Sterling, for example, who, you know, is getting 5 minutes. Even like with Ethan, for example, you know, he was using him a lot on the wing, but he only played Ethan because of Saka eventually got injured, didn't he? You know, he wasn't even playing Ethan before. So I just think, and all the signings that he has signed, I think it's like 30, it's going to be 34, 35, around that number, right? Only, like, if you're looking at proper signings that have been successes, I'm being generous of saying probably about 8 of them, or maybe even 7. In terms of like that actually worked out. That's being generous, exactly. You know, like this is where we're at with his manager, and fans don't look into the actual problem. We spoke about Partey earlier about at Atletico, his track record was clean. As soon as he comes to Arsenal, injury every single season. You guys said it perfectly against Tottenham. Man, rushes this guy back on the pitch. I can't believe what I'm seeing here with Timber. You know, what I will say, you know, Tommy Asu needs to take notes, because at least Timber actually fought for the badge and stayed on, actually, you know, played through it. Tommy Asu he's been hiding. He's been hiding for a year now. You know, so big up for Timber. But at the same time, how could you sit there after, you know, let's not forget, he came back from an ACL injury as well last season. These injuries are tough to overcome, like, to actually, you know, come back and you know, risk him like this as well. So you know, you've got to look at the manager and the recruitment at the same time. It's so frustrating, man.
Yeah, and you're spot on there. I know you want to continue on with this, so I'll be quick, Carl, because just as you just touched on a few points there. Like, even with Timber bringing him back after an ACL, like, and then he make him play 50 something games this season, I'd say he played. But while he was waiting for him to get fit at the start of the season, he played Ben White on a knee injury for 3 months when he needed surgery. So there's precedent there. Someone was in my chat today trying to justify it, saying for the PSG game, for when we were going through this, he said, "Oh, but Ben White wasn't fully fit and Partey was suspended. So what was he meant to do?" And I said, "There's no what's he meant. That's his job. The one thing you don't do is play Timber when he needs an operation. The rest is irrelevant. You know what I mean? What are you trying to make? What's he meant to do? Oh yeah, so Ben White's unfit or he's not fully fit. So you'd rather play someone that needs an operation than someone that might only last sort of 80 minutes. That's a little bit unfit. The mentality of these guys is unbelievable. You know what I mean? It is unbelievable.
Well, internal solutions.
I know you want to come on. Internal solutions. But the thing that I always say is that these fuckers, man, these top gooners, the main things that they defend Arteta with are the main reasons I want them sacked. Oh, he's had injuries. Right, he caused them. I want him sacked for that. He caused every last one of them by overplaying players. Oh, the tin squad, he didn't have the players. He signed these players and he let people go out on loan and replace them with Raheem Sterling. Oh, yeah, but the sending's off. They're his fault. He's making players waste time. He's making them take 2 minutes over every throw. He's making them kick the ball away. Dark arts. He's proud of it. You mean Wanyeri got booked in the first half against Brighton for time wasting. Do you think that a 17-year-old kid who just wants to play football wants the time waste in the first half? There's no way on earth that was him. That was all down to the manager. So all the red cards are his fault. The injuries are his fault. And the thin squad is his fault. And these are the main things that they defend them with. So that's why they're moving on to external things now. Oh, the fixture list. It's a conspiracy. Because they have to get external things now. It's getting desperate, man. I remember being like about 8 years old. That would be my argument to the older lads that support Man United. Oh, yeah, the league's fixed. You get all the decisions. And then I hit 9 and 10 and grew out of it and realized that I was talking bollocks. Like, these are adults saying this stuff, man. And they're out on Twitter saying it. It's a conspiracy. First off, I thought we were unbeatable against the top 6. So what are you worried about? You know what I mean? And second off, you want to play the good teams early in the season, so you don't play them in January and December when you have 4 competitions to contend with. And you're playing every 3 games. It's absolute nonsense. But I'm glad that we're doing this Timber thing because it just exposes us, man. For everything we all knew it, Rashid. You knew it. Tops, you knew it. Josh, you knew it. Carl, we all knew that he was doing this. But it's nice to see it out there in black and white that he can get held accountable for.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you think he'll get punished for this? Just one question for the panel. Do you think Timber's going to get punished for this?
Possibly. Yeah.
Not officially, but he will.
No.
He'll get
obviously.
Out, or he'll get played on an injury again or something. Yeah. Oh, yeah. In a sly way. Yeah. He'll be excluded from like team talks and things. He'll be treated like shit by this man. This manager is petty, man. This manager is petty. Look at Wanyeri. How long did he punish him for being late for training?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He risked us. He risked against PSG when we needed something different. He wouldn't bring him on still.
No.
He brought on Tierney at right wing against Liverpool instead of bringing him on. It's months later. Like, this guy is petty, man. Really petty.
Yeah. Of course, got another super chat here from Suj. That's obviously to big up, Suj. Big up, panel on chat. Hit the likes and subscribe. Big up, Suj. Hope you're well, mate. And well on the super chat, whoever. Because I've got Rashid, I've got Shane, and I've got Tobes on here with they're over 1K. So obviously it's going to be one of those that ping it. I'm nowhere near it, but I'll get there eventually. Vincenzo, big up Vincenzo. Terry Neal got Arsenal the 3 FA Cup finals and an ECWC final, which we lost on penalties. But in mind, Arsenal played 70 games in 1980, including 4 semi-final replays against Liverpool.
And he did it with no budget.
Ended up with no budget. Gianni, big up, mate. Carl, how about Martian getting another cup of bittersweet? I'm happy he's got another cup. It's just a shame it's not with my Bruins. That's all I'll say on that one. DJB in the building. Big up, sir. How are we? Big up, guys. And that chat. Hope you are well.
The legend.
Johnny boy, big up. Over 100 people should equals 100 plus likes. Where are we? We're not even at 30. We're at 20 likes. Come on, guys. What are we doing here? Come on, let's get those likes up, shall we? And Sam's in the building as well. Shane, big up, brother. Hope you are well. Big up, Sam. Hope you are good. Right. Well, I've lost my position now. There it is. Right. Let's go. So he's already talked about how much pain he's in. The former Ajax defender Timber tested himself the day before the return leg, but was still in pain. Running didn't hurt, but slowing down did. He explained.
I love that he tested himself, Carl.
He basically tested himself, which basically means...
he tested it out, but I mean, you know what I mean? Though it's like,
I thought this isn't going to work, but adrenaline turns out to be the best drug. That right there is the indictment on the manager.
Yeah.
But adrenaline turns out to be the best drug. Of course, it's the best drug because you can't feel the pain. As soon as that adrenaline goes, you can then feel it.
Yeah. And you know what? That's what they'll use to defend him, to defend Arteta. The top gooners will say he made the decision. He wanted to play.
Yeah. Timber ultimately played, but Arsenal eliminated PSG, went on to win the tournament. Yeah, no shit. We
Still
went
down.
Still went down. Still went out.
You risk his career, still go out.
The Dutch international has undergone successful ankle surgery and is currently on holiday recovering before joining us for preseason in July. Okay, we'll see about that then. If that right there, whoopsie daisy, if that what he's saying up there is his injuries that he sustained, there's no way he's making preseason in July.
Nope.
No way. So I set to begin the Premier League campaign with a blockbuster clash away at Manchester United on Sunday, the 17th of August. Oh, what a surprise! It's a freaking TV game. What a shocking turn of events! It's absolutely carnage to say the least. I mean, we know this would happen. Yeah. I said this to you in the chat on your morning show this morning, mate. I said first it's going to be Timber, then it's going to be someone else, like I don't know, maybe like a Kieran Tierney.
Ben White will go down as well.
Ben White will freaking say something. Ben White will go down. He'll also say something about this as well. You know, at some point, it's all going to come out of the woodwork eventually.
Yeah. Because in the 2 months leading up to this, And DJB and all have said that they said I got a message straight away when Tim came out that Timber was injured. I got several messages going, you've been saying this for 2 months. I was saying for 2 months, Timber is not fit. He's going to drop. He needs an operation. And then like that, as soon as you go out, the day after we went out of the Champions League, oh yeah, he needs an operation. Right. He needed it the whole fucking time, mate. He needed it the whole time. He was dropping down every game and getting and then playing on. You'd see him on the ground in bits, and it was getting longer each time for them to get him going. They just wasn't Odegaard meant to be getting painkilling injections for the last 4 months as well? You know what I mean? This is craziness.
Yeah, it's just craziness. And look, I hope Timber is, will be there for pre-season, but it's scary to say the least with all these players going down with injuries. This is what happens when you run players down for years and years and years, and eventually, when you're about to get over the line, bang, it all goes. This is not due to unfortunate injuries. This is due to incompetence. This is due to criminal malpractice. This is due to just arrogance from the coach, and from the medicals. I don't think the medical staff. I don't even think we always say we don't think Bert has got any say in transfers.
They advise you.
Do the advisory. Do the medical team actually have a say on what players are allowed to have their rest?
No, they only advise you.
They can give their advice. They can say this is what I think.
Yeah, and you can do whatever you want. So you can't blame it on the medical. Because I thought about it as well. I was like, maybe it's this medical team. But then, even in All for Nothing, I don't know, everybody watched All for Nothing.
Yeah.
The medical staff, when they were talking to Arteta, they were always advising. They weren't telling him, you can't play this player, right? We see that if you might play this player, this might happen. So Arteta knows what might happen. They always have to tell him, because otherwise it's just slavery. Do you know what I'm saying? This slave Barbara bullshit. Health and safety comes in, and you know how it is. So they always tell you what's going to happen. And Arteta chose that route, but he did it to himself because he's trying to just get to the last bit of the season, and then let Timber heal throughout the summer, and then at the start of the next season he'll be ready. So he doesn't care about the player; he cares about himself. He's getting that 15 million. He's getting this clout. Arteta now is the guy. Do you know what I'm saying? Timber's just a player. He can buy another player. He used to like Ramsdale. And then Raya Ramsdale, boom, out. He does not have friends. He doesn't have friends. If Havertz wasn't 65 million, he would have sold him. Or not sold him, sorry, pushed him to loan or like on the bench or whatever. Do you know what I'm saying? Because the bench players ain't getting time. The first substitution is like 80th minute. What is the player going to do at 80th minute? I've seen this season where like we were struggling to score a goal, and there's Sterling on the bench that he bought this year and didn't play him. Do you know what I'm saying? So he can push players. He can push players to the side. I don't know if Sterling was Edu's signing, but like he can push players to the side. I think if it wasn't for money, it would be different for Odegaard and Havertz. Well, Odegaard's a poster boy. Odegaard's like a poster boy. Him and Saka are kind of like Bruno Fernandes and Rashford at Man United. We have to build a team around them. See, that's what Man United. But Man United's problem is that they're building a team around Bruno. Bruno does do the business sometimes. Don't get me wrong, but like it's not enough for the next level. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not enough for the next level. That's the problem. When you build the team around the player, it needs to be like an Henry. You build the team around the player like a Messi, like a Ronaldo, like these kind of players that numbers. Salah, Haaland, 20 plus goals every season. Either assists or De Bruyne. You know that you're going to get assists. You're going to get 15, 16 assists easy with De Bruyne. And we're not even talking about the pre-assists. So you can't build a team around these players. I really feel like Saka, he needs to up his numbers. I know we're not talking about it, but since he's on the side, I think he needs to up his numbers. I'm sorry, we can't keep babying.
Allow him though, Rashid, will they? Will these tactics allow him to up his numbers?
I didn't see him defend at the end of the season. Last 4 games, he wasn't defending. Right? I know he couldn't defend. Yeah, he couldn't defend. But yeah, the tactics ain't gonna allow him. But So really, he's a prisoner, innit, man? I mean, free Saka, but hopefully
If
after
he was
this
playing
manager,
under
I want
Hansi
to see
Flick
more
or
numbers.
something, Rashid. If he was
Yeah.
playing under
How
Hansi
much
Flick or
numbers do you
something,
think he'll
his
get?
I think they'd be double. I think they'd be double if he
Yeah.
played under if he played under Arnie Slot and he did what he did with
Maybe.
Salah, said don't track back unless you have to. His numbers will be up there,
Yeah.
not as Salah's, but they'd
Oh,
be
it
up
will
there
be.
close. If he was just given the freedom
Yeah.
to play his football, he spends 80% of his game running backwards. He spends 80% of his game running backwards. Same with Martinelli. I've seen it so many times with Martinelli and Saka when we hit them on the counter attack. Right when they're about to pull the trigger, you can just see that they're out of gas. You know what I mean? And so they just swing a leg at it. You know, you watch Messi and these lads; they just walk around when they need to. You have to let them say.
Yeah, but they're thinking, innit? Yeah.
Yeah, but that's it. And Salah was
They're
asked
reading the
on the
game.
pitch, what's the difference between Slot and Klopp? And he said he doesn't make me track back as much. Look at his numbers, and he didn't get any injuries. It's just right there. You cannot have your attacking players tracking back. Like why does our opposite winger, if we're getting attacked down the right, why does the winger on the opposite side bust a gut to get back? They should be jogging back, because by the time the ball, if it does come over to where they are, they'll be back in time. You don't have to just keep lining up in a 4-4-2. We're not Everton. We're not fighting to stay up. You shouldn't be doing that ever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We lined up that way against PSG. The second the home leg kicked off against PSG, the team went straight into a really low 4-4-2. The PSG kicked off, and we went into, and I turned around to my missus and said, we're going out. About 10 seconds into the first leg, we're going out. She's a big Arsenal fan. I said, we're going out. Why are we defending? I said, well, why are we defending like the away team that is holding on to a 1-0 lead? From kickoff, we just said to them, right, come on, bring it on. Like, oh, you can't break us down. 3 minutes later, bang, the tie's over. The tie's over. And this is we play like, and I think it was Michelle that's in the chat. She was in my chat this morning. She said, why do Arsenal? She was a genuine question. Why did they play like Everton? Why did they play like Everton? I said, that's what we do. We line up like a mid-table team. We defend, and we start at home against Ipswich. We started with Rice and Partey in the team. Why are we playing with 2 defensive midfielders against a team that we know will start with 11 men behind the ball? You should start with Ethan in midfield next to Odegaard and play one holding midfielder. They're not going to even try and attack you. Why have 2 holding midfielders? And then we get desperate. It's 0-0 with 70 minutes gone, and he starts throwing everybody on, and it's all a big panic. It's craziness. Like I don't mean to jump across there, but it's just this is the way they work. So Saka and Martinelli, their numbers went off a cliff after 22-23 because he changed the whole system into a defensive system. And I think if Saka was playing for Liverpool this season instead of Salah, his numbers would have been close to what Salah's were, and his hamstring wouldn't have snapped off his bone either.
Absolutely. Rashid, I hear you got a bounce, mate.
Yeah, I've got to go. I've enjoyed it. I've really enjoyed anger management. I'm sorry I have to go. But big up to you, of course. Big up to True Gooner. Big up to nice to meet you, my friend. Big up
you,
Shane, always, Shane's part of the team. Big up to sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't catch your name. I'm sorry.
Oh, tops, bro. Tops.
It makes me look bad now. And
that's all good, my guy. It's all good. It's all good, bro.
Tops. Big up to you, my friend. Big up, legend. The facts, bro. Now we've been. I love this show, bro. I love this show that you do, Carl, and keep doing what you're doing, bro. Hopefully, subscribe to all the man. Them, of course. Subscribe to Carl. Make him hit that 1K. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, love and peace, everybody, man. I'm out.
Let's up, bro.
Big up, bro.
Later, bro.
Go speak to my receptionist when you want your next appointment in the season. Okay, to come on. So, yeah. She's a bitch anyway. Right. So keep hitting the like button. So yeah, keep hitting the like button. Subscribe, everyone. Where are we now? We're on 24 likes. Jesus fucking Christ, you'll be even slower than Havertz. Jesus Christ, come on, got 30 likes. Okay, that's bad. I want 50 by the time we end this stream. Okay, guys. So let's go. Okay, guys. The fixtures come out Monday, I believe it was. It came out on Monday. Shane, you've heard me say this many times. I want a gauntlet next season because I want us to prove not only because we deserve a slap in the face, but also it needs to prove is how this football club and this manager is going to be so ill prepared for this season. Well, I got my wish. Well, I think everyone got their wish. Those 6 games right there. Hang on, let me scroll down a bit without cutting off the screen. Hopefully everyone can see it. Sunday, 17th of August. The 2 biggest banter clubs in European football go head-to-head on a 4:30 kickoff for the first game of the season. Bearing this in mind, gentlemen, we've only beaten Man United once in God knows how many attempts. At Old Trafford. And let's be real, that 1-0 victory, that was a stink fest as well. Man United pretty much had their B team out. We just about scraped a 1-0. So we have no guarantees on. Yeah, we have no guarantees on that one at all. Then the next one down at home to Leeds. First home game of the season, we should win that game. But didn't they cause us issues the last time they were in the Premier League?
They often do. They often
do.
Yeah. History of it. And Carlo, if we have slipped up in the first game and we know Liverpool's coming next away, the pressure mounts. Because if we were to say draw 0-0 with United and maybe scrape a 1-0 against Leeds, Liverpool are going to come out of the block. So let's just imagine they've won their first two. We could be falling 5 points behind the leaders. The day 3 done. I think that's Liverpool and City. Do not be surprised if 7-8 games in, they're about on 100%. I think they are going to come out fucking roaring next season. With Newcastle very close to them as well. So we could be down around 8th, 9th when Newcastle beat us at St. James's. And the pressure then will be on. And we know what this guy does under pressure. He absolutely crumbles every single time.
Yeah.
Can't handle. That's why he goes out in semis all the time. That's why he starts doing stupid press conferences saying we're the best team in Europe and it was the ball and all the stuff he comes out with. So he's going to really lose it next season. Injuries, PGMO, fixtures, blah, 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 blah. We should see it. But I have a sneaky feeling United could do us on the first day. I really do. I have a sneaky feeling they could do us 1-0.
I mean, you look at it, Shane. Look how, when he comes up against Amorim, he struggles, I feel like. Even when he's at Sporting, when we got dunked out by them in Europa League, Amorim was manager. And, they beat us in that second leg on penalties. And even at Man United, he done us in the FA Cup. Last season was that 1-1 draw at Old Trafford. Even in the Emirates game, the 2-0, we got lucky in that game. That first half, we're going to break them down. And we got, I think it was 2 set pieces, wasn't it?
Yeah.
To win the game 2-0. So Amorim at the moment, for me, he's got Arteta's number. So that opening game at Old Trafford, as you guys said about the record as well, we don't win there, man. We don't. It's always been a tough place, a horrible place to go to. So, yeah, that could end up in the defeat. And just on the Leeds one, like we've seen how teams play against us last season. They're ways to beat Arsenal. And these newly promoted side, they can be buzzing. But the way how teams are going to play is what worries me. If we don't change from what we was playing last season, and it's been going on for quite a while now, where teams suss how we play, especially at the Emirates. We can't break these teams down. We can get found out in that one as well. And then it's the Anfield trip with all their new signings, and we can be 3 games in, and we can be in the absolute mud.
Yeah, I agree, man. I mean, the thing is with me as well, like Man United are like, for me personally, my arch enemies. Like when I was growing up, it was us and them going for the title back and forth. I've had a lot of heartbreak from that team. So to play them first, and like you were saying, Shane, the fact that we've not even got like a striker in at the minute and they're going to be getting some new players in, it would not surprise me, man, if they, like you said, because we haven't got, and it's what I said obviously earlier in the show, because we haven't got that guy that we rely on to get the goals. I can't see us going there and scoring, because when you ask me who, I'm going to be like, well, I don't know. Saka's not really fully fit. I don't trust Havertz in front of goal. Martinelli's hit and miss as well. Odegaard doesn't score goals. Obviously, Rice can pop up here or there, but he's probably going to be playing a deeper role. And then you're asking them, the defenders, to step up and score a goal, which obviously is criminal in itself. So you're looking at it and you're thinking, well, we don't play well there. We don't really score that many goals. Even the victories we've got there in the Premier League, I think they've all been by 1 goal. I think we've only beat them 1-0 every single time. So if we're going to win, we're only going to score like 1 goal, if that, and we're going to have to keep a clean sheet. And they'll be buzzing. They'll be up for it. They'll be the first game, obviously, at Old Trafford.
Konya will be well up for that, man.
Yeah, so I mean, a few new players, a bit more optimism. Obviously, they had a terrible season last year, but again, to get one over an Arsenal, and let's have it right, Arsenal are the favourites in this game because Man United finished 15th, Arsenal finished 2nd. So there's going to be more pressure on us to go there and really stamp our authority and beat them pretty comfortably. But again, like you said, even last year, like obviously True Guna said, at Old Trafford, we should have lost that game. If it wasn't for Raya, we could have lost that 3-4-1 easily, especially in that second half, because they were all over us. Bruno Fernandes missed a couple of sitters. So yeah, that start there is not ideal. I can't lie. And going back to the Leeds game, again, it's one of those teams where we struggle to break down low blocks. We've seen it when we played another promoted side, Ipswich, at home. We only beat them 1-0, scraped to win.
Leicester we scraped to win.
This is it. That could be very something similar. And then you go into Anfield, where we haven't won since 2012. So, and they're going to be buzzing as well because they've got new signings, new players coming in, Salah signing a new contract, etc. They're the champions. So, bro, like Shane said it before on his show, and I definitely agree with them. We could be looking at that first international break, and we're like 5-6 points behind the top. Especially if City win all their games.
And behind a couple of teams.
Yeah. That's the thing. And you don't want to be playing.
If Newcastle, I'm waiting to see. Sorry to cut across, Stubbs.
Yeah, that's right, bro.
Oh, yeah, no, yeah. Because I'm just waiting to see what Newcastle do. They must be due a spend. They have to be due a spend.
Yeah.
They haven't spent in ages. I know they're looking at Elanga and stuff like that. But if they get cover for Isak and cover out the right wing, i.e. Elanga, a good centre-back, and maybe a keeper. I think Pope's okay, actually. He's just very injury-prone.
Yeah.
But they have a better team than us then, because their midfield's better than ours by a country fucking mile. They have the best midfield in the league, probably. Maybe Liverpool now with getting Verts in.
Yeah.
But they have one of the best attacks in the league, if not the best attack, if they get Elanga and they have Gordon out the left and Isak up front. Come on, man. You know what I mean? They could run away as well. So if we go behind 3 teams, and then there's always one team that comes out of nowhere and has a good season, i.e. Forest, Forest, like that.
Villa,
you have to take that into account. Villa will strengthen. Will strengthen, and they won't have the Champions League, so you'll be able to rest for Europa League. They won't have to play their full team in that, so they'll be there and thereabouts. Emery, you know what I mean? Forest, because Chelsea are going to strengthen if Chelsea get a keeper in.
Yeah,
I mean, that's why I said we finish out. I got told on Dan Potts that it's preposterous to say that we'll finish outside the top 5. I don't think it is. I'm being realistic when I say it. I'm just looking at our team. I'm looking at the injuries. I'm looking at the players that don't want to be here. I'm looking at the style of play. Zubimendi's only coming in to slow it down even more, which I didn't think was possible. I didn't know we could slow it down more, but that's what he's looking to do. More sideways passing. We know we'll never drop Odegaard. We know we'll never drop Havertz. We know that Saka will be forced to play every single game regardless of injury. So we go into that United game. It could go either way. That could go. I have a feeling 0-0, but if it is 1, it'll just be 1-0. The only thing you can guarantee for that game is that it will definitely not be a game for the ages. It'll be an absolutely awful watch. But Amarin, we have to remember, he parachuted into United during a fucking war. That team was falling apart. It's still falling apart, right? And he didn't want to come. He knew it was in bits. He wanted to come in the summer, have his time to get used to my system. He had to come in and start, coming up with implementing the system while they were getting battered on all fronts in the league and losing games and playing in the cups and all this sort of thing. So he's had a summer now. And the one thing that I would give a little hope to United fans is that the only signing he was able to get in that he wanted for his system was your man Dorgu. And he looks decent, right? So if he's able to get players in that suit his system, because he doesn't use wingers, so he doesn't want Garnacho. So if he gets Cunha and Mbeumo and then gets a striker, i.e. Gyökeres or something like that, they'll be dangerous, man. They'll be dangerous. Even with Cunha alone, I wanted him for Arsenal. He was sort of the second, third highest player I wanted the most with Eze and something like Cunha's a match winner. Cunha's we're not playing well, so give me the ball, I'll fix this. He's one of them, like Eze. Give me the ball, I'll fix this. Opposite to Odegaard. Complete opposite to Odegaard. Odegaard hides from the ball. But we're looking at these fixtures here, man. If we slip up against United, the Leeds game at home suddenly looks like a nightmare. The two lads said, they'll just low block it up. And we've seen how that works out. Last season at home to Leicester, took us ages to break them down. Then when we did, we got 2. Then we let 2 in and had to score in the injury time. Ipswich was the worst game I think we played this season. Southampton at home, they took the lead 1-0 in the second half. You know what I mean? So these are teams that were absolute dog shit. So the Liverpool game, we may as well write it off. And they'll finish on this, Carl. If we do lose to either United or Liverpool, these top gooners lose their top 6 trophy. What, they'll have nothing left. So they'll have nothing left. That's all they have is the top 6 trophy. They'll have the London trophy then. They'll start with that. But the top 6 trophy will be gone. So they could. That's why they were shitting it about this fixtures, because they know the pressure's going to be on their main man. If they lose the top 6 trophy, what do they have? Nothing.
Nothing. They'll start losing their mind. They really, really will.
Yeah.
Suge has put in another super chat, a $5 super chat. So big up, Suge. Nothing will happen to 29 because he's bum besties with our captain, going on holidays together. I could see I'd get another right back to replace Timber.
Yeah.
That's probably not far off.
With Partey going.
Yeah, it's a massive issue, man. Because like you said, he's been his go-to guy to play at right back when Ben White's been struggling with the knee injury. So you're kind of getting, a player that's going to be very, very missed in not only the DM position, but for Arteta's sake, in that right back position. Because who's going to go to now? Tomiyasu's not available. He's going to be injured.
Zubimendi, you're right back first game of the season.
Yeah, bro, this is what I'm saying, bro. Don't be surprised.
Don't be surprised, man.
I bet you we will. I bet you will see Zubimendi right back first game.
Inverting cutting in. Oh my
Yeah.
god. Oh my god. End the season.
But the funny
already,
thing
man.
is, would you be shocked though? Would you be
No,
overly shocked?
no.
That's the scary thing, though.
Wouldn't be shocked at
I
all.
wouldn't be,
That's the
bro.
scary thing.
I wouldn't be, man. I wouldn't be
That's the
shocked
scary
if
thing, that you
we
wouldn't be
did that,
shocked.
and then we've got Marino in the midfield again with Rice. So yeah, it doesn't sound good, man.
Yes, it's preposterous to think we'll finish outside the top four.
Sorry, Shane, just to cut in, this is obviously the link to this is the Google form for Josh for Josh's house. So make sure get over there and vote for Josh. Okay, let's fuck Silver. Let's get him gold. Let's get him gold.
Come on. We second, man. We ain't like on Teta, man. Second.
We're not like
we need to win.
Best of the rest, guys.
Best of the rest, guys. Best of the rest. Best of the rest. Forest and Man City. Then as the next two games at home. Forest are not exactly slouches. Okay, they fell off a little bit. They fell off a little bit towards the back end of last season. But Man City, a retooled, revamped, a new pissed off version of Manchester City, to say the least. I'm so far behind on the chats here, guys. I do apologize for this. Those two games could be crucial, and then if that's not hard enough of a gauntlet, we then have to go to a place where we never, ever win in St James's Park. Newcastle.
I don't think we got a shot on target in the past 2-3 years.
We have 3 shots on target.
In the last 3
games. Yeah, last 3.
One each game.
Oh,
that's what we have on target.
And you know how Arteta just struggles against the same teams. Them, Aston Villa, Fulham.
How again? Yeah,
It
seems like
we have Villa twice in December.
Yeah, Emery twice.
Yeah. And you know what? The DJB, when he was backstage of mine last night, was saying, I think it's Champions League match day 2 or 1 is in between the Forest and City game. So you know what I mean? I think the City one's 3 days after.
So you can't even rest anymore.
We're gone, man. We're gone. And the squad is so thin, and we let 17 players walk out more than anybody else this summer. That's not including Partey, by the way. It's just
ridiculous, man.
Terrible.
I'm trying to find this question here that Cole Diami sent me. Where are you? I don't know.
You see, Palace are close to getting Diamandi as well.
Yeah. He was a player
that
to be the cover for Saliba and stuff. Like, that would be a good player for us. And that's another situation as well. Like, a couple of years ago, we obviously struggled and didn't win the title because Saliba got injured. We're waiting 2 years later, and we still not got a right-sided centre back to fill in. If he gets injured again, we're playing Calafiori there, we're playing Kivior there again. Like, and these are the things. It's like we're trying to strengthen in the positions where we've got a load of players in. Like you were saying, Shane, before, like I would have just kept Kieran Tierney. Like I would just kept him as a squad player, something a bit different at that left back position. It saves us going out and getting another left back, and then use that money you're going to spend on a left back to go get a centre back cover for the likes of Saliba. So then you can either rotate him, or if he does get injured, you got someone adequately to come in and fill that spot. Because when we're trying to go for multiple trophies, you can't play the same back 5 every single game, man. Like, and this is my worry a little bit about Raya. I'm sorry, about Kepa, because Raya had obviously had a great season last year and wasn't injured, touch wood. But obviously, seasons are not linear. He could be having a great season this season coming up and get injured for 3 months, and then we have to play Kepa in these top games. And this is the issue. Like, it's only our luck because again, we this will be the season where we get someone in like Kepa, and then he's actually playing in the first team for a significant amount of time.
Imagine him going to Anfield, Tops.
Oh my God! Any kind of long shots, forget about it, bro. You might as well just try it in. Put one in the corner because he ain't saving it.
Birds smacking in shots from 30 yards, and
bro, I seen him concede a shot from Hector Bellerin outside the box at the bridge with his left foot as well. It was weak foot. This is Bellerin here, and he scored. So, yeah, forget it, man. Forget it.
Man, 100K a week.
Honestly,
it's crazy.
Kepa's be coming on 2.5 times what Sorlot's on at Atletico.
So get a break then in October at home to West Ham. Well, West Ham are in pieces right now, so.
They did us last season, though, didn't they?
They did do us last season as well.
And the season before as well.
Yeah.
Same teams, man.
Home to Palace. That's always a tricky tie. That's always a tricky tie. Away to Burnley. Turf Moor.
Newly promoted team, low block.
Low block, yeah.
Low block.
That's going to
Sunderland,
be
low
difficult.
block.
Then away to Sunderland.
Low block.
And
That
there's a
ain't going to be
Champions League
easy.
game in between that as well.
Champions League game in between there somewhere. And in there somewhere as well. 22nd of November.
Spurs.
Spurs.
Spurs as well, man. No high line, no and Spurs.
Thomas Frank, yeah.
It's
That's
going to
the
be more
thing.
competitive
Thomas
than
Frank,
before.
top
So,
manager.
yeah, we're going to have to do some new tactics, man, because the going there and parking the bus and trying to get them on set pieces is going to get them a bit more prepared than Ange in terms of defensively. So that's going to be a difficult game, man. It's going to be, even though Spurs, again, finished the league not very good, but derby games, it doesn't matter where you finish, man. It's who literally turns up on the day, innit? So, yeah, that's going to be one I'm going to have to keep my eye out because, again, we don't know how obviously Thomas Frank's going to set up this team to try and obviously combat us at the Emirates, man. It might be a bit more attacking, might be a bit more defensive than last year. So we'll have to wait and see with that one. But that's not even one I can definitely say we're going to win because I just don't know how they're going to set up. And I know we're going to be pretty much predictable. So we'll have to wait and see with that one, man.
Bob's 2KK. Champions League was a good run. As much as I love banter in the club, semi-finals in the greatest competition in club football is a great achievement. Arteta ain't the guy, but that's my opinion. There's one part of that I'll try to agree with you on, and that is Arteta ain't the guy.
Yeah.
Okay. But to say a semi-final is the greatest semi-finals in the greatest competition in club football is a great achievement. I'm sorry. If you reach a final,
win it.
If you win it, fantastic. If you reach a final, I think if you reach a final, that's like the bare minimum that you could do. At least you said we got to a final.
Do you think Barcelona thought it was a great achievement going out to Inter in the semis? No.
No, they were too busy celebrating their La Liga, their Copa del Rey, and their the Super Copa España, I think it was. Anyway, looks like DJ6 will be out before Arsenal sign anyone. Oh, well, that's wrong because we have signed someone. So you're very wrong on that one. Losing a semi-final is an achievement. That's mutant talk. Big up Compost Smurf. Hope you're well, mate. Hit the like button, subscribe, guys. I don't know where are we on the likes now. Refresh the screen. Do 34 likes. Come on, guys. Let's get up to 50 before we get on out of here, shall we? The KSE are disgusting, not signing off players, then treating players like this. Well, they've given Arteta 750 million, so it's not like that they haven't scrapped him for cash. He's bought the players. Unfortunately, it's not our fault. We're looking at the players as if to say they're all right, but they're a bunch of mediocres, really. Arteta is a bully. Yeah. Narcissistic bully. Arteta keeps making stupid decisions. Why are they sticking with him? He's a rookie. Not anymore. No. When you go past your 5th year as a manager, you're no longer a rookie. You're no longer learning on the job anymore. I always look at this as, when I look at the NFL terms, when they get drafted and they get their rookie contract, if you get drafted the first round, you get a 5th year option if you do well. Once you pass that 5th year option, you're no longer a rookie. No longer a rookie. Sorry, but you're not.
He acts like one. He acts like one, but he's not.
Oh, he definitely acts like one. Chat, click the link, Shane Jot, and vote for True Guna. As always, much appreciated. The players are probably going to not give it their all this season. World Cup year, and they're not going to get any protection from Mikel Dictator's one-dimensional tactics. This is where I think it could all potentially come crashing down, because Saka is going to want to just gingerly get his way through the season because he wants to play in the World Cup. He loves playing. He loves playing for England. So, he may go very gingerly this season. Big up to Josh, my bro. Big up Joseph.
Big up.
Chuguna, no problem. I voted. It's awesome to see a young fan like you have standards. Hope you. How old are you, Josh? By the way, if you don't mind me asking.
18 years old, man. So
fucking hell! I wish we had fans like you more. I genuinely wish we had fans like you.
17 years younger than my oldest son, man. Or 7 years younger than my oldest son. Sorry, 17. 7 years younger.
Bro, this is the thing. I've never seen us win the Premier League or anything. Like I've seen us win FA Cups. That's it.
Crazy.
I love the FA Cup. But it's not good.
You still have standards though, because you know the history. You know what I mean? And you know that this club isn't what these people have painted it as. That's what gets to me the most. Is that the standard that they've lowered it to is by saying we should be happy with the journey. And they're all doing it for clicks and likes. That's what bothers me the most, man. That's what bothers me the most. Right. Yeah, I mean, Carl could have put out a thumbnail with fucking, He could have said, "Oh, we've signed Gyökeres and put a picture of Gyökeres in the jersey." You get loads of clicks in. You know what I mean? But we don't go that route. We go the route of just speaking facts, man. You know what I mean? And the big Aaron said it when Pincus was in the chat the other night trying to be smart. He said the people like him make money out of the club where we give money into it. You know what I mean? We give everything into the club where they take out of it for their own good. That's the difference with us, man. The club comes first for us. You know what I mean? But now, big up to you, man. At that age, having a bit of sense. You know what I mean? It's nice to see. It is nice to see because all I see is fucking kids commenting on, you know, Eagles thing and all saying that this guy knows ball and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's the thing, man.
You know
that's the thing. Like, even like people who are, you know, like my age as well, that I know, they're like, you know, I say like, you know, this ain't good enough. And like on the manager, for example, I think I was like, I got to a stage last season. Not even the season before that, where I was like, this guy crumbles at the last minute. It was a Villa game for me against like ex-manager Emery, and there were signs before that, even when he done us with Villarreal. But I was like, when the crunch time happens, his manager crumbles, and you know they're calling me like, delusional and just be happy that we're competing again. I'm like, bro, what's the standards we're acting like? You know, like we acting like Tottenham when they had Pochettino, when it was, you know, they're finished runners up. I'm like, what are we doing here? And they was like, nah, you know, you're delusional. Look what Arteta has done for this football club. So what has he done for the football club? You know, he's won one trophy.
Shambles, man.
Yeah. He's won one trophy, FA Cup in 5 years of being here. Yeah, and nothing ever since. And it's just so frustrating because a lot of those are like that. And there's a, you know, majority now are actually, you know, sort of waking up to it all. And that's why I look at the fixture list. Maybe. And I don't think this will happen because we know I see Arteta as one of the most over-protected managers in world football, yeah? And I think half of the fans are Arteta FC, mate, compared to, it's not Arsenal FC, it's Arteta FC for them. You say one bad word about them and, you know, you get all the names under the sun. You can't criticize anything with this manager. But I hope, you know, we get to 6 games in. Of course, we want to win every single game, yeah? Like, we're Arsenal fans. But at the end of the day, if we are in the absolute mud, which it could be a possibility looking at that fixture list, will they actually start waking up? Because, and the only way I see Arsenal really Arteta getting out is because we know the Cronkies are going to keep this guy. You know, they're happy accepting this, and they give him that new contract extension anyway. But what got Wenger out was like the empty seats, wasn't it? Like, you know, people were boycotting games, and that's what the Cronkies don't like. And eventually, you know, he walked. So, but you know, when you look into our fans right now, it's just. I think what you boys call it like a cult, right? It's just like they're all.
Yeah, it is a cult.
It's a cult, bro. It's like what are we doing here, man? We're Arsenal Football Club. Why are we the furthest club in England? Because of the trophies right there. Biggest club in London because of the league titles we won, the FA Cups we won. You know, like the history is there for people to look at, and we've not repeated that in 21 years without a Premier League title, man. And there's other teams above us now. I think Man City are 2 away from overtaking us. Fucking Man City, man. It's that's the frustrating thing about it, bro.
So we could lose the 3rd biggest club in England on his watch. You know what I mean? Like, which would have been seen as inconceivable. But this is why what he's done from the start, and it is a cult, because a cult follower will do whatever the leader says, and they just repeat what he says. I started this YouTube channel because I was in a group with a couple of Arsenal lads that I used to go away with for Champions League games and stuff like that. And I was putting in, I'm fucking sick of this guy. I want him gone. And they were just in absolute shock, right? And one of them said, how can you say that? We have the most points in the calendar year and we have the most goals in the calendar year. Exactly what Arteta says. And I just went, all right, I'm out. I can't deal with this. He just repeats what he says. But I mean, I was done with it. I was done with them. And then I started watching YouTube and it was like, I'm not going on AFTV and all. I know what they're like. And then I found the likes of Lee and I found the likes of Dan Potts and people like that were talking sense. And I went, you know what? There's people out there talking sense. I need to start talking to these people. You know what I mean? So I don't feel like I'm going mad. So I started a channel. Then I got on with Aaron and Carl and Rashid and Views and people like that. I was like, whoo, I'm not going fucking mad. You know what I mean? But I found out since that we still are like the 3%. We're the 3%. There was a poll done at 3%. Only 3% said that 3% were very disappointed with the season. 30% were slightly disappointed. About 50% were very happy, and then about 8% were extremely happy, right? But the 3% that were extremely unhappy, that would be us, right? The 30% that were a little unhappy, they would be unhappy with the season. But if you said to them, okay, sack the manager, and they go, oh, no, I don't mean that. I don't mean sack him. I just mean, you know, it wasn't a great season. But they have all the excuses ready. I don't know what we can get to for them to turn. I think they're gone past the point of being able to turn. because you listen to the likes of Christian and the likes of Igal and all these lads. Like Josh said, they're Arteta fans. They're not Arsenal fans. They support the manager. And that happened with Wenger. I was quite top gooners with Wenger. I never wanted him out. I was like, no, give him money, give him this. So I know the way their mind works. I was like that. Deep down, I knew maybe we need a fresh face. Maybe we need this. But when we do look back on it now, as Jezza said, he was saying to people at the time, do be careful what you wish for, like, because we're still winning FA Cups and stuff. We take that now. We snap your hand off for 3 FA Cups in the last 5 years. And he was doing it on a much less of a budget. Arteta's been back to the hilt. Back to the hilt. You were saying, like, maybe 7 players you can count that have been good. And the ones that have been, he spent a bucket load on. I mean, Rice wasn't a fine. It wasn't a fine to get Declan Rice. That was a big, everybody was after Timber. You know what I mean? That wasn't a find. And apparently the Gabriel and Partey deals were already in motion from the Emery time as well. From Emery's era. That was, they were already in motion. You know what I mean? So we already had them on the books and we were looking to get them. So if you look at the rest of them, you go, oh, come on, man. Saliba was already signed. He was an Emery signing. Martinelli was signed for 6 million. First season up front under Emery, 14 games, 12 goals. You mentioned the game that where the mad Liverpool game when Klopp came out and said that guy Martinelli, he's a generational talent. Yeah. We'll see now. Let Arteta get his hands on him and see if he's a generational talent anymore. He's just turned him into a winger that tracks back. That's all he's done to him. He absolutely shredded him, clipped his wings. Remember Martinelli and Saka in 22-23? We were electric, man. We were electric in that season. And what happened is the Saliba injury was a big part of it. And I'll finish on this, Carl. I know you're going to be on. The Saliba injury was a big part of that season falling apart. But for me, I always go back to, I think it was in December, January, Sean Dyche had just got the job at Everton. And his first game for Everton, we were on a run of about 8 wins. And he locked up and played a low block and they beat us 1-0 at Goodison. Right?
Nope, looks like Shane's
Internet's bugging out, is it?
He's back, I think. Is he?
You're back, but your screen's frozen.
He froze, yeah.
Oh, no, you're back.
No,
now.
He's back.
You're just lagging. You're just lagging a little bit. Can you hear us?
No, he's gone.
He's gone. He's lagged out a little bit.
No, but he's right on that. Sorry, Carl. He's right on that in terms of like that game where teams, even was it the Newcastle, the 0-0 game, when we was flying that season. And, we was beating teams left, right, and centre, but they found a way. Eddie Howe came to the Emirates, rocked up. He was like, you know what? I've seen how Arsenal playing this season. They played physical. We couldn't break them down. And they took that and they got 0-0 out of that. And they take the point and move. And there was an Everton game as well, as Shane rightly said. With Arteta, it's been sussed out in his plan A now, yeah. And we saw it all last season. The amount of draws we're picking up, the amount of games we are playing against these teams. I went to Bournemouth at home, Palace the 2-2. Obviously West Ham, the 1-0 defeat. Fulham, we just can't beat. These teams, they suss you out, man. Now, and what I've noticed as a manager is he don't know how to adapt at all. It's only if one way if plan A is working, it's working, but that's not working anymore. Team susses out last season, so yeah, I think that's the thing. The manager, he's not found a way to adapt, against these types of teams.
It is his way. Listen, this manager will be the death of us. It really will be. And this season may just be the beginning of the end of it all. The fixtures don't look... I mean, you've got to play every team twice. You got to. I mean, you can't avoid it. But it just... This window will show us how ill-prepared we will be for the coming season if we don't get what's needed. What was it that you said, Tops, yesterday? That we were going to need to sign 7 players, and yet our preseason tour starts one month yesterday. Was it?
Yeah.
Was that 7 players?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, that's the report.
So that's a forward, a winger, a defensive midfielder. Well, okay, we've got the defensive midfielder already. Another left back, a backup goalkeeper, a backup to Bukayo Saka, and another creative attacking midfielder.
That's correct.
We've got one of the 7. So where's the other 6 going to come from then?
In 3 weeks.
In 3 weeks. I could just see this being, I could see us once again, and this is what bugs the crap out of me, because someone in my chat actually put a question, by big up Joseph, question to Carl and Shane, actually to Josh and to Tobes as well. What your thoughts on Martinelli replacement of either Garnacho or Madueke? Garnacho, absolutely hell no. Madueke, we'll be making the same mistakes we did again, and this is why. We all, as a panel, prefer Gyökeres over Sesko, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, all day.
If we got, man, this is only a paraphrase here. If we got Madueke and pay however much it was, stupid money, was it 50, 60 million, maybe? I don't know. Do you know what Chelsea will do with that money? They'll go and get Gyökeres.
Yeah.
So do not touch Man United or Chelsea with a barge pole. If you give them money, they're going to take the striker off that we want.
100%.
It's not.
Sadly, the manager doesn't want him, though, Carl.
No, sadly not.
The one person that matters is the one that doesn't want the one striker we all want. I think Chelsea will. I think Chelsea will go for him, and I think Liverpool will go for him as well.
Well, apparently Liverpool going after Alexander Isak. Well, I thought he was untouchable. Clearly not.
Yeah.
Josh, I hear you got a bounce, bruv.
I'll go, boys.
Yeah, listen, thank you so much for coming on. Much appreciated. What you got coming up?
Yeah, firstly, Carl, thanks so much for the invite, man. It's been a pleasure tonight. Really enjoyed it, and we'd have to definitely get you on my channel as well. It's been a pleasure, with a panel. First time doing it with Shane, absolute legend, man.
Yeah,
I've been watching your stuff and loving your streams. So we'll definitely do some more content as well in the near future. Tops as well, man. Nice to meet you, my brother.
Yeah, you too, bro.
Pleasure as well, mate. And same to you as well. Whenever, if I can, I'll definitely sub over to your channel and get something sorted out.
Yeah, man.
For sure, bro. And Rashid, who came on, and as well, big up to him. Legend there. And Carl, thanks once again for having me on. Coming up on the channel, I'm every single day, man. Daily content, whether it's news, previews. I do podcasts like this as well. I get other fans have their opinions and their say. So that's really it. So thank you very much once again. And big up, boys. All the best.
Big up,
Josh.
Big up, Josh. Thank you for coming on, much appreciated. Josh's link is in the titles. Make sure you go. Make sure you go subscribe to him. Absolutely real one. Got a couple of super chats here again. Big up to Joseph. Big up Carl plus Josh, Shane, and Tops. Arteta never been good enough. Egal needs put in his place. Need to see Carl Walsh against him.
Yeah.
Is there any such word as a pussy quit? Because that's probably what we'll do if he faces Kyle. If he faces the volcano, he's gone. He's gone. He
faced him for about 5 minutes on Lee's one time I was on. And Kyle only had like 5 minutes because he was at the garage or something, and he just fucking went off on him. He started with, listen. You got, I respect that you're out there with your opinion, but you're talking bollocks, mate. And he just went off on him. Fucking the owls are sitting there.
Oh dear. Big up to Sude. Nothing will happen to 29 because he's already. That was already the same super chat already had previously. It's all star marked, Anyway, we're gonna shoot on out of here, guys, because we're about hour and 55 minutes in, so we are gonna make a move.
Me, man.
That's absolutely flown. That's a phone by. Leave the Wi-Fi alone. Is that your
Leave
Wi-Fi?
The Wi-Fi alone.
Only you could go. Leave Shay's Wi-Fi. Everyone's on it. The mutant's got Shay. I was due to everyone and that. But listen, big up to everyone that's locked in. Where are we on the likes? Have we got over 40 likes?
Yeah, I think it's near
38 likes. 38 likes on my side of things. Oh, come on, guys. Let's get to 40 and then we're out of it. Tops, thank you so much for coming on, mate. Much appreciated. Just let everyone know where they can find you and what have you got coming up?
Yeah. Big up, obviously, for having me on, Carl. It's been a pleasure to make my debut on the show. Yeah, you can find me at T-Chanzo Sports. Obviously, I do content, do watch-alongs. We're going to start doing like a morning show, just covering Arsenal news, transfer news as well. So make sure you tune in for that. Previews, reviews as well. And yeah, it's been a pleasure, man. Big up, obviously, Shane, Rashid, obviously, True Gunner as well. And obviously yourself, Carl, for a really good stream. Really enjoyed it. And yeah, can't wait to come back on again, man.
No, it's good to have you on, mate. The link to Tobe's channel is in the title, so make sure you go like and subscribe to him. Shane, as always, my fellow Irish father that I never had. Big up you, sir. What have you got coming up?
And a big up that for having me on. Absolute pleasure. I'm always, if I'm free, I'll always come on. You always come on to my channel, and you were one of the first to have me on. Gave me a good big leg up, and we are a community here, like people have said before, people like Tops, and there's more of us coming out, and we're all growing, which is a good sign. I think that we're all growing. It's shown that we're turning the tide a little bit at a time. I think we're turning the tide a little bit at a time. But thanks for having me on. Yeah, I'll be back tomorrow morning, of course, with a full Irish, and then I'll be back tomorrow at 3:30 then for the weekend roast. We'll be topping up our Top Gooner League for Sunday. So yeah, 10:30 tomorrow morning. As always, the full Irish. Make sure you're there today. It was absolutely lit, and it really is humbling when people keep coming in. And the chat was absolutely lit again today, man. Unbelievable. There's so many people in showing support, and I think it just shows that we're making a difference now. People are starting to see a bit of sense. They're starting to see a bit of sense. But thanks for having me on, Carl. Absolute pleasure, man.
No worries, mate. No worries. Thanks to everyone that's been watching. Make sure you hit the like button, you hit the sub button, especially to Tubbs, to Shane, to Josh, and to Rashid as well. Tell all your friends, follow us on our social media platforms. And yeah, big up to everyone that's been here. Absolutely amazing stream as always. I can't redirect because I don't have that luxury, but what I will do, I was hoping Gunner would be live, but he was supposed to have an emergency meeting set up for 9 o'clock. It's now 10:30, 90 minutes. What is this motherfucker doing? So
I'll see if I can redirect on mine, Carl. I might be able to redirect off my channel.
Well, you've got more views.
Oh no, I wouldn't because I'm not streaming it.
You're not streaming it, so you won't be able to. So what I'll do, guys, Deluded Gooner's live currently right now. So
there you go.
Pinned in the chat is his link to his latest show. So go show us live. Put Gun Down Raid, and we're getting on out of here. Big up to everyone. Hit like, hit subscribe, and yeah, it's good to be doing Arsenal content again, even though it's still the same sorry bullshit as we always see it is. But we'll be back again soon for another Arsenal show. And Sunday night, we've got 2 back-to-back watch-alongs. We've got Real Madrid taking on the Mexican team, Pachuco. And then at 11 o'clock UK time, my Saudi team, Al Hilal, will face RB Salzburg. So make sure you go check us out, ready for that as well. But for now, this has been Gun Down UK. Big up to Toast, big up to Shane, big up to Rashid, big up to Josh, a.k.a. True Gooner. We all bid you adieu. Mwah! And good night. Arteta out. Bang.